Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 2026, and welcome to the first episode of GameFace. For the new year, I'm here to discuss the best and the brightest of video games early on in this year. And of course, alongside me to do that is Matt Keil. Matt, we're having a real rough start to the new year here.
Yeah, we're going to need to check some sound levels with the chat, I think, even though the chat's not up, but I got the chat on my phone.
That's helpful. So we came back, everything was just set up the way that it was, and everything's not working. So our chat PC is down again, so we can't see you guys. Our audio is having all kinds of issues, so kind of keep an eye on that and let us know if the audio kind of gets out of whack during the show today. We almost just bailed, honestly, 5 minutes ago and just didn't do the episode because everything is just a disaster right now.
Yeah, you heard the music was clipping and peaking because, I don't know, everything's just coming through the audio board really loud for some reason.
I don't know what is going on. Like
Nothing got touched during the break.
It was just left here for 2 or 3 weeks, and we came back and turned everything on, and nothing is working the way that it's supposed to. So we're going to soldier forward, and we're going to try to do our episode of GameFace right here, 464. Apologies for not coming back last week, but Matt came back from the holidays. He was ill. I'm about to tell you in a minute about my holidays. Matt, how were your holidays other than getting sick at the tail end there?
They're all right, other than some airport delays.
Yeah.
But that
you
was
up
everywhere.
north, got to see the family for a while?
Yeah.
Did you get anything fun for the holidays?
Well, not yet, but I have a Lego Enterprise coming, but it was back ordered, so
How big is that thing?
About as big as the Star Destroyer I have downstairs.
Wow. And if you don't know, that's like this big.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to go yet.
Yeah.
Might replace the Star Destroyer. We'll see. I'm also looking at getting a lighting kit for it.
Oh.
But just to light it up. But I didn't know how much those cost.
How much are they?
Well, the best ones are this place that makes them in Australia, and it's like $120.
Wow.
Which is like a quarter of the price of the set.
Yeah.
But it lights everything up so it looks like the shit. And like of all my sets, I think that one kind of needs the light. Like the Enterprise needs the flood. Flood on the designation and the cells lit up and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll see what I think of it when it's built.
Yeah.
But who knows when that'll be. I never got around to building the giant AT-AT. I got it several Christmases ago.
You still haven't built it yet?
Well, no, because like I don't know anywhere to really display it, and also like it's all gray, and it's just
they're hard to put together.
It's like and like I've built AT-ATs before, and it's just like you hit the point where you got to build 4 legs, and it's like
they're all the same colors.
Repetition.
I can see where you'd be like, I'm good. Your foresight with Lego is next level at this point, basically. Yeah. Well, my holiday season was terrible. And if you've watched the episode of Ask Shane Anything that I published last week, you've already heard this story. But obviously, this is our flagship show, GameFace, here on SIFTD, and most of you guys watch GameFace, but not all of you guys watch Ask Shane Anything. So I'm going to give you the Crib Notes version of what happened to me, because I've told this story so many times at this point that I can tell it pretty quickly. So my holiday season started off terrible. I won't go into the details of my fantasy football team, but the best fantasy team I ever had lost the minute I landed on the East Coast. Literally, I was playing Puka Nakui, scored 50 points. I knew my game was over. As it turns out, I was right. I drove up to my mom's house from the D.C. airport, which is about 2 hours. I get there, I do shopping for a day or two, and we find out that Vince Zampella has died. And we're going to discuss Vince here in a little bit on the show. Obviously, we haven't been back since this all happened. So I find out that Vince died, and that put a big damper on the holiday season, like right out of the gate. So I finish out my shopping. It's Christmas morning, and nobody really comes to our house anymore. It's just usually my mom and I, because like all my sisters and everybody has moved away and everything. So we do have one nephew that comes over to open gifts after he opens gifts at his house. And he comes over. I bought him a football. He was over the moon over the football. It's like I bought him so much stuff. I don't think anything made him more happy than me giving him a $20 football. I give him the football. He's like, Uncle Shane, will you go out and throw football with me? I'm like, absolutely. So we go out in my mom's yard. We're throwing the football back and forth. He throws it to me. It's a little off target. I come down a little bit awkward, and I twist my left ankle. And when I twisted my left ankle, I went hard, really down on my right knee. My right knee has had its ACL reconstructed. It's had its meniscus reconstructed. And at first, I didn't think too much of it. I was like, I'm good. I'm not playing football anymore because I need to be able to get around for the holidays. I didn't think I was in that bad of shape. So I go inside. I'm like, Mom, you won't believe this. I just twisted my ankle and busted up my knee throwing the football around. And she's like, oh my gosh, Shane, what are you going to do? We have to go out to Pittsburgh and all this stuff. And I was like, we'll figure it out. At that exact moment, boosh, my nephew kicks the football into my mom's window of her house and shatters her window. And I'm just like, wow. My mom loses it on my nephew. My nephew comes in, he's crying, she's yelling at him, I can't believe you do this or whatever. I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I go upstairs to my old bedroom where I grew up, which is now turned into storage, like a lot of people's bedrooms have at their parents' houses at this point in your life. And I'm moving around a bunch of boxes that are up there, and I go to slide around a box, and I end up smashing my left foot into the bedpost on my old bed and broke 3 toes, or at least 2 toes. Here's a picture of my foot. So you can see there, I broke a couple toes, the whole thing.
Can't give away the foot pics for free.
Yeah, exactly. Free here on GameFace, foot porn. So I broke my foot, and as it turns out, the bigger injury actually was to my right knee. My left toe is still like broken or whatever. My right knee is still all messed up. I don't know, you can't really tell how swollen it is there. I have very skinny legs, so that's all swelling. And my right knee is like all busted up. So anyway, this all happens in the morning. My nephew leaves, my mom finally calms down. That night, my wife, her family lives in the same small town as my mom. That's how we met, where we've known each other since like high school or whatever. So I always go to her house for Christmas night. And we go and have dinner, and we open up gifts and all that kind of stuff. So I hobbled over there. At that point, my ankle and everything was all swelling up. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, you should have stayed at home and left your feet up. I'm like, whatever. It's Christmas. Do the whole Christmas with them. Get in the car. It's like a 10-mile drive through country roads to get back to my mom's house. I drive about a mile away from their house, and a deer runs out in the road, and my rental car hits the deer. So, and I have pictures of that too, of the rental car all smashed up and got deer hair all over it. So on Christmas Day, I buy my nephew a football, I twist my ankle, bust up my knee, I go inside, I smash my foot. Later that night, I'm driving home, and I hit a deer with the rental car. And that was my Christmas Day. And then, I know you're like, oh, surely that's it. That's not it. My wedding anniversary is December 28th. So a couple of days later, we're in Pittsburgh visiting my sister and her husband and their family. And we're at my anniversary dinner, and I go to take a bite of the bread. They bring that to the table, and a tooth in my mouth just cracks in half. It had been broken playing hockey like 15 years ago, and they barely saved the tooth. And they told me then that it might last 5 years. Now it's 16 years, and it did last a lot longer than it was supposed to. But now I have to have oral surgery at some point this year, and I have to get an implant put in my. And if you have any inkling about implants, you know that is a lot of freaking money. So anyway, I had a disaster of a holiday season. I've had really bad stuff happen to me, so I know it can be worse, but it would take a lot to make it worse. So that was my holiday season. Then I come back, and I've just been laid up. Laying on the couch, and I can show you pictures of that. This is basically what I've been doing the entire time I've been home. Laying on my couch with ice on my right knee and other ice on my left foot, on my toes, and on my ankle. And even after a week and a half of doing this, my knee is still swollen and my toes are still broken. And I'm still hobbling around. So it was awful. I really can't think of a worse way other than like a death in the family or something like that to happen. I don't know if it could have been worse. So I had a horrible holiday season, and now I'm staring down the barrel of all this money that I have to pay in the new year. One thing I've noticed, Matt, is as you get older, you end up spending most of your money on like medical bills. Mm-hmm. Like last year I had none. But the prior 3 or 4 years, I was in the hospital, getting procedures, getting knee surgery. Every year, it seems like, now at my age, I spend like $5,000 just for medical stuff. And it's going to happen again this year. So, anyway, other than that, it was great. I will say this. If you follow me on social media, you know already, but I did take the money that you guys gave us to buy beers, and I went and bought beers. Somebody had requested on YouTube that I get a Danish beer. For their donation, and the only one that I could find was Carlsberg. So hopefully that's cool. I posted a picture of my Carlsberg beer up on social media so you could see that I followed through with your request. And I just want to thank everybody who did give us money for the holidays to buy us a beer. I actually spent that money on beer and enjoyed myself, and that part of my holidays was good. Seeing old friends, picking up a case, coming by. Hey, are my fans like bought this case? Let's drink some beer. Like that part of it was awesome. The rest of it sucked. So anyway, I'm hoping we get a good reset here in 2026. It sucks that I can't see what you guys are saying in the chat because we can't see what you guys are saying at all. It just sucks to not be able to connect with you guys after being away for a few weeks and not being able to see you guys. Unfortunately, the computer is still... You think we should restart it at this point, Matt?
Try to open Google one more time.
One more time? Chrome one more time? So anyway, and then we get here, and everything goes haywire here. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do the show. The show today is going to be weird. We're not going to be able to do Name That Game Tune. And once we get to that point, we have an update on how we're going to do Name That Game Tune in 2026. So we're not going to be able to integrate you guys in with other stuff that we're doing today. So it's going to be an awkward start to 2026, but we'll get all this stuff ironed out for next week's show. I promise you that. What else we got here for housekeeping? Here's something funny. I'm sure people in chat, Eric Cartmenes is probably talking about Mike Tomlin quitting when I was on the way over here.
No.
He's not there today, Eric Cartmenes?
No, he's there, but he didn't say anything about it.
Wow, I'm surprised, Eric, because I ended up being right. I told you the Steelers sucked. I said it all year, and I was right. So anyway, Tomlin's out of there. But what I wanted to bring up was last week, the Steelers were playing the Ravens. They needed to win the game to make the playoffs. No one cares about that. But they were showing like this little montage of this one player, and they started playing music from Banjo-Kazooie. During an NFL broadcast, Matt, they played music from Banjo-Kazooie. It was like this goofy segment where they were showing how this guy like kind of gets down on all fours to play, and they played Banjo-Kazooie music, which I thought was really freaking crazy. Anyway, and then one other note is... there's a Resident Evil Requiem showcase on Thursday where they say they're going to blow out a bunch of gameplay. So keep an eye out for that. And, of course, we'll cover everything that breaks in that in next week's episode of GameFace. And what else? Just a couple more things before we get going into the show proper. Let's see. I talked about GameFace TLDR. That's definitely happening. I don't know if it'll happen with this episode because everything was kind of bumpy. But that will be something that's happening in 2026. And then the other thing is that Ask Shane Anything is actually transforming into the Shane Satterfield show. Say that 5 times fast. Good luck. Seriously, it's just... There's a movie about snakes in the 70s that was called that, if I remember correctly.
The guy turns into a snake.
Yep. So anyway, the reason we're doing that is because I want to be able to do more than just Q&A. There will still be Q&A in there. I'll answer at least one question every episode. But I want to do other stuff. I want to talk about really small games maybe that I've been playing that we're not going to talk about on GameFace. I want to cover maybe like some pop culture stuff that maybe we don't cover here on GameFace as much. Like maybe my review of the Stranger Things finale, which I know you've not watched.
No, but I feel like I have.
You didn't need to, basically. No. It's insane how much has been covered. Like
one thing I love, they put out a documentary that basically reveals they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
I mean, that's accurate.
Like the actors are sitting there being like, shouldn't there be something here, or shouldn't this be happening? They're like,
oh yeah,
I guess so.
Continuity be damned.
And then they still didn't do it.
Yeah.
$400 million, everybody.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
But anyway, the Shane Satterfield show will be able to tackle some of that stuff. Also, some of your favorite things that we did in the past on Sifted might be coming back. There's a little show that you guys really like called Geif. Maybe Geif starts making an appearance in that Shane Satterfield show. Anyway, that's going to be a slow transformation into that. I think you'll start seeing the first elements of the Shane Satterfield show in next week's, but it'll take probably till the end of January till we get that going, and probably until the end of January, until GameFace TLDR is exactly where we want it. But all those things are happening here in the new year. And, we're here to rock out some GameFace.
Yeah, I got one thing for people to do.
Okay.
Because a short film that I produced called Still Life went up on Amuletto on YouTube yesterday. Today's kind of the launch, we're considering it.
Yeah.
Directed by Jason Chung, who used to work at Tech TV and
G4 with us.
And he was an editor, and he did a lot of special effects. If you ever saw a lightsaber battle on X-Play, that was him doing the lightsaber. Also, it was him playing the Darth fanboy, the evil guy who tried to kill Adam because we gave Jedi Outcast a 3 out of 5.
Well, he was also Johnny Extreme.
He was also Johnny Extreme. He was also the voice of Special Agent Bob.
Yep.
On Splinter Cell Co-op Theater.
Yeah.
He's involved with a lot of stuff.
I mean, to be fair, he was just as much an ex-player as...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was there from the beginning. He helped us shape a lot of the segments and the tone of the show.
OG Tech TV people, all the same. That editing team was part of the show.
They were, absolutely.
But he wrote and directed this short called Still Life, and Amuletto is a short film kind of digital distribution service that picks 20 shorts a quarter, and they picked Still Life this time.
That's awesome.
And so basically, anyone, if you can go and watch it, and the best way to help the metrics is to watch it to the end. They want people to watch it to the end. They want that engagement, and share it around as best you can. And it doesn't have to be immediately. It doesn't have to be like all in one day. They want it to be spread out as much. So you can, if you don't get to it today, get to it tomorrow, later in the week, whatever. It all helps for the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Can you spell the channel where they need to go?
OMELETO. Amuletto.
Okay.
I'll give you a link to put in the comments of the posted version. But it's about 19 minutes long. It only was in one film festival because I think it was a little long, and it's a little too dialogue driven and internal conflict driven to be a great festival pick. Like it's you want festival stuff needs to pop kind of in a more like visceral way, and this is a slow burn,
short
and a very dark film. It's kind of a Twilight Zone episode, really, when it comes down to it, a little bit. But check it out. I think it's done very well. Jason had a very strong vision for it, and we had a very good line producer who pulled everything together for us, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out very well.
Awesome.
So and now it's finally up after like a year and a half for anyone to watch on YouTube. So just look for Still Life on Amuletto. And Vincent put a link to it in the chat.
Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate that. Let's support Matt however we can. Anything that he works on, anything he does, let's get out there and let's support it. He puts his heart and soul into this stuff, and let's rise up as a crew and help Matt out. And Jason Chung, which if you guys knew him, you would love him too. So let's get over there and help him out. Don't leave GameFace. But as soon as it's over, head on over there, watch the short. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you can. That all helps too, right?
All comments, everything,
Engagement. So get on over there and do that if you can.
All the usual.
Yeah. I think we're just about ready to get on with GameFace 464. But before we do that, here is a word from our sponsor, the one, the only, LS Cream. It's LS Cream, the fine cream liqueur crafted by fellow gamer and sifter Stevens Charles. Inspired by the Haitian drink crémasse, LS Cream delivers an award-winning experience with every single pour. One sip and you'll see why. It's a party favorite. The silky blend of fresh cream and premium neutral grain spirits mixes great with everything. I dare you to put a shot in your coffee. I've been drinking it for years and still, I find new combinations that taste incredible. LS Cream is the kind of drink that keeps surprising you thanks to its notes of vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, and coconut. Take it to any gathering and watch it steal the spotlight. We've never seen anyone resist. Ready to join the fan club? Head to creamls.com/sifted for recipes, retailers, and online orders. That's creamls.com/sifted. That's right, people. Head on over to creamls.com/sifted. That's where you can join up for the LS Cream 5K Challenge, which has now been extended into 2026. They weren't getting the engagement that they wanted, mostly because their distribution was all jacked up. They're in the process of fixing that, so they have extended the deadline for the LS Cream 5K Challenge, where you can win $5,000 USD for coming up with the best concoction using LS Cream. Get creative. It's not that hard. Go to creamls.com/sifted. Sign up for the contest there. Fill out the contest forms. Make sure you registered on the website. And then get yourself a bottle of LS Cream and whip something up awesome. As you've seen in the ads that we run here, it is very versatile. You can put it in almost anything. In fact, one of the new things that I discovered is eggnog. It is amazing with eggnog. I should have totally figured that out before the holidays and told you guys about it. However, we were pushing the 5K challenge so much, it just never occurred to me until it was the holiday season. And I'm like, these things are perfect. They're literally perfect. And that's the thing about LS Cream. It mixes great with anything. So get out there, make yourself up a drink, get creative with it, take a picture of it, put it on Instagram. Make sure you tag LS Cream. Make sure you tag 3 friends, and good luck. We do not have a new deadline for the contest yet, But Stevens Charles is supposed to get back to me about that in the very near future. So hopefully by next week we'll have a new deadline. But just know right now you got yourself a little bit of a buffer zone to get yourself involved with the Ellis Cream 5K Challenge. Good luck. Okay, it's time to get on with the show proper. Looking at these horrible photos of my injuries here in the TriCaster. It's time to get on with the show proper. The first thing we're going to discuss today is none of that stuff. It is our 2026 predictions. If you've been on the site or on our Patreon, you've already seen Michael Pachter's predictions for 2026. I thought they were pretty good and interesting this year. To be fair, sometimes he mails those in a little bit. We'll show up to record that, and I'll be like, okay, now it's your predictions time. And he'll be like, I totally forgot.
Nintendo will put out a game with a letter S in it.
Seriously. This year, he was ready. I was like, all right, finally, you have yourself prepared for this episode. I think that episode's really good. It's up right now for our patrons, and obviously, it'll be available a week later. It's actually up for our Twitch Prime people as well. That's one thing I think we don't remind people of enough, is if you subscribe with Twitch Prime and give us that free $2.50 every month, you also get Pactor Factor a week early, just like you're one of our patrons at twitch.tv/SIFTDGames. So just more incentive to hook us up with your Twitch Prime every month. We'd appreciate it. Obviously, here we go into January. We just spent a ton of money like everybody else did, so it'd be great if you could do it this month if you want to hook us up. But anyway, here we are to share our predictions for 2026. Both Matt and I have a prediction for each of Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Matt, we're going to kick things off with your prediction for PlayStation. What is it?
I predict that Marathon will be a repeat of Concord.
And when you say repeat, what do you mean?
I mean a disaster
of epic
proportions that could not really have been foreseen. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to pull it down after like 3 days, but like I think this is going to be another nail in the game as a service coffin for Sony.
Yeah.
The engagement hasn't been there. They never really fully addressed the art theft issue.
They say they have,
but I don't see anybody feeling that's true.
Well, the artist, didn't they kind of force the artist to put out a statement saying that she was made whole?
That she claimed, yeah, that's what she said.
Which could have just been totally like, we'll pay you if you say this.
They probably paid whatever was enough to get her to shut up, basically. Which good, get that bag. But like, it's still the fact that you did it. I mean, it's not the first time that's happened with Bungie either. It's a very sketchy thing. But beyond that, I just don't. There's not much here that like from like beta play and stuff. Like, there's not much there that. The gameplay and the game design doesn't match up to the unique visuals, and the visuals aren't even theirs. So
yeah, well, they have tweaked the look of the game a little bit. This new trailer that they put out right before the holidays hit, it shows that they've changed the look of the game slightly. But
yeah, I just don't see this having any traction.
They also announced it's coming in March of 2026, and just like Concord, they're going to try to sell it for $40.
Yep, that is another nail in the coffin. Like, you're going to have to give these away to get people to start playing them.
Unless you're Arc Raiders. I think Arc Raiders emboldened some people, because Arc Raiders has now sold 12 million units.
Yeah, but Arc Raiders does some new stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It does,
and like, this is, and Arc Raiders did new stuff, and it was obvious on the surface when you saw.
You could tell.
You could tell. You know, you saw gameplay, or you saw the marketing, like it was very obvious. This is just another extraction shooter that happens to have a pretty cool art style.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it doesn't look like everything else, at least.
That's the only thing that really sets it apart.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like that's gonna, for $40.
It was stolen.
Yeah. $40 for this, not seeing it. So I just think it's going to be another one of those. I feel like if you're a Sony exclusives person, I feel like you better just make, you better hope Saros is good, and then I guess better just buckle down for Wolverine, because it doesn't look like a whole lot else is happening this year. It's a shame because I love the original Marathons, and I'm a Bungie fan from back in the Apple days.
Yeah,
but I just don't see a path for this.
Matt, I do think that Arc Raiders may be simultaneously the best and the worst thing to happen to this industry in a long time.
Yeah, it's also like, if you're playing Arc Raiders, how do you have room in your life for this?
That's kind of my point, is that this is too similar to Arc Raiders for people to drop something that they really just kind of got into to pick up this new thing.
Yeah, like, what about this is going to pull you away from Arc Raiders if that's what you're playing?
Yeah, I don't know what would. But the other part about it is that I feel like the success of Arc Raiders is going to convince people like Sony and other publishers that you can still do it. Like, you can still invest $50 million in something, and it can still go ballistic.
I mean, I hope that at least like Sony will look at like, okay, why are they successful and we're not? Like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah,
and maybe start one big game as a service project that you really focus on and hone into something that you think can compete in this overcrowded space, as opposed to just like flooding the zone and hoping one of them hits. Yeah. Especially because they did that, and the one that hit was probably the last one they thought was going to hit. So like, maybe take a dual lesson of Arc Raiders and Helldivers 2 and really examine what you're doing here, and how like, in a lot of ways, less can be more.
I agree.
You know, like no one was going to look at it. I mean, even when Helldivers 2 came out, you were like, what the fuck does everyone see about this? Like, what is the appeal of this game? Yeah. And it was just sort of, it was different from Arc Raiders, because like Helldivers 2's appeal is almost like an intangible. Like, it's just the way it all comes together.
It's
somehow.
The aesthetic, I think.
Yeah, it's the aesthetic, and the three different enemy types, and the persistent battlefield, and kind of the weird community, like the satire of the community that comes together, and the way the developers were sort of like playing with it as they updated things and pretending that the community management for that game was basically a propaganda operation. Yeah, right? Like in universe. Yeah, and there needs to be something special to these things, and there isn't really anything special to a lot of these shooters that these games and services that Sony's putting out. And
sometimes it's marketing too.
Yeah, it
because
can be.
Arc Raiders. So right before I left, I listened to a lot of fantasy football podcasts while I'm working. They were advertising Arc Raiders on every fantasy football podcast.
That's smart. If you can't afford the NFL broadcast, put it on that.
Yeah, you still reach all the dudes that love the NFL at a fraction of the cost. Like honestly, Arc Raiders is a masterclass on how to make a low-budget game extremely successful. Like, there are going to be case studies done on that game going forward, but I do think it might fool other publishers into thinking that they can do it too, and therefore this cycle just continues.
I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in Sony to realize things like that. Like, but it's like, at some point, some of these major companies have to recognize that, like, just having more resources doesn't guarantee you're going to make something better or even something more popular. Yeah. Like you have to stop leaning on the idea that you're the big man in the room, and you have to start coming up with something that people want to play. Yeah. And that has been Sony's biggest problem when it comes to this initiative, if you want to call it, this whole time, is like, but what are you making that, like, it feels like Helldivers snuck in there just because it was already there. Right. It was like, well, you guys are making something sort of like what we want to make, so just go ahead and finish what you're doing. But it kind of feels like the Into the Spider-Verse thing, which was also Sony. Yeah. Where Sony Animation and Sony Corporate's like Eye of Sauron was on the Emoji Movie, which they 100% believed was going to be their next big giant hit. Right. They thought that was their next franchise. And Into the Spider-Verse basically got made on the side with no one paying attention, barely looking at final cuts. Yeah. And it became the biggest hit of that era, and it changed a lot of the way people look at animation. And when was the last time you saw the Emoji Movie?
Yeah. Yep. I think I agree with you. I'm not going to pretend I know 1,000% what service games are going to hit and which ones aren't.
No, you can't really. I mean, I thought Helldivers 2. I liked Helldivers 2 a lot, but even that first day, I couldn't have told you it was going to do what it did.
Yeah. Sometimes they just have a secret sauce. It's about the right messaging, getting out to the right people at the right time.
Yeah. I don't think this is the right time for Marathon.
I don't either. Particularly, I think a lot of people are still discovering Arc Raiders right now because they're still marketing it in all these podcasts. Like, people are still picking it up and figuring it out and getting turned on by friends.
And I think that's a more cogent observation than like the GTA 6 fear. Yeah, where it's like, you don't really need to be that afraid of GTA 6 because everyone's just going to buy it and play it, and then it's over. Right. Not that they're going to stop playing it after that, but like, it will become integrated into the sort of their gaming schedule, and they will start looking for new things. Yeah,
eventually they start buying other games.
But like a game like Arc Raiders is almost a word of mouth slow burn. Mm-hmm. So like, you're still sort of in the discovery period of that game, and people are still, now people like who resisted it are kind of like, well, if everybody's playing it, maybe I will try it. Or maybe I'll wait for a sale. It's coming out, it's about the right time to get like a 15% off thing somewhere. Maybe I'll try it that way. I feel like by March you're still going to be in that period of like people are kind of weighing their options on arc raiders and maybe aren't really paying attention to anything else.
Yeah.
If that's what they're looking at. It
also isn't building any buzz. Like I can look at the data on SIFTD and I can see that people. It's been a kind of a roller coaster with the game. When we first got the first look at it, it spiked.
Yeah.
But since then, it's been on this steady decline.
And any like more recent spike would probably be because of the controversy,
right?
Not the
actual game. Yeah.
And I didn't see hardly any discussion about the beta. When they started doing that, like it was just.
I mean, they've been going on for a while too.
Yeah,
yeah, and you don't hear any discussion about it really.
Meanwhile, I mean, maybe it's just the bubbles I'm in, but it's like I didn't see any of that. Meanwhile, it's like every time a match of Marvel Tokon happened, like it was just like
yeah,
like tons of stuff on that, but like and just tons of stuff on Arc Raiders.
Yeah,
like that's the thing is that
Arc Raiders is definitely flooding the zone.
I am definitely not an Arc Raiders player. I don't pay attention to, but the Arc Raider stuff pops up in my feeds because you can't escape it.
Yeah.
So
everyone's playing it.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be another whiff for Sony. And
I hope that's true. Maybe it will forget about this and let the small guys and the other guys like Nexon do this stuff, and they'll stick with their single-player games that they're really great at creating.
That is what they should be doing. I know Bungie doesn't do that. I mean, they do online shooters whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I don't wish it to be a
It's
whiff.
okay to have one studio doing that.
I don't wish it to be a
just
whiff
don't
in
put
the sense
Naughty
that,
Dog on it.
Yeah, right. I don't wish it to be a whiff in the sense that it's like, oh, Bungie's going to lose all their jobs and stuff, because it's probably not going to turn out to. I mean, can't be too happy with that purchase right now.
Whoever made the decision to put Naughty Dog on a game as a service should be fired.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
I could have told you.
You basically caused them to sit out the whole PS5
the whole generation. Awful. All right, my prediction.
You could have been making the intergalactic HBO series already.
Yeah, seriously.
if you hadn't done that.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, my PlayStation-related prediction for 2026, I can't fully explain it here until I get to my Xbox prediction a little bit later, but I can kind of explain it. My prediction is that the PlayStation 5 will win Platform of the Year for 2026. And generally, that, to me, is the platform that has the best software lineup. You can probably imagine where I'm coming from tying that to Xbox in a couple of minutes here. But just generally, I think right now, probably PlayStation has the Game of the Year, probably. It's going to be on its platform. And there may be something where they do some kind of bundle with Grand Theft Auto 6 with PlayStation, where maybe if Grand Theft Auto 6 is an $80 game or a $90 game, you get it bundled in with a console and you get it for $70 or $60 or something.
Here's the thing. I don't think GTA 6 is coming out this year.
Really?
I've heard too much about it.
I've been seeing it, but it seems like every time someone says something about it, they're like, no, that's BS. I don't know. You may be trying to get me off of drafting it next week.
No, I mean, I'm not drafting.
Really?
You want to pick that last? You go ahead and pick that last. I'm not picking GTA 6. I don't think GTA 6 is coming this year.
If I held you to that, though, and I really didn't draft it until the last pick, though, you would pick it 8th or something.
I would not.
Really?
I do not think it's coming this year.
Wow, interesting. I think it is, and I think that they may do some kind of a bundle with PlayStation, which would make basically PlayStation, like it always has been, sort of the de facto platform for Grand Theft Auto 6, even though it is coming to Xbox on launch day. So I think that's going to be a big deal. I also think probably the runner-up for Game of the Year might be Wolverine, which is a PlayStation exclusive.
See, I think the Game of the Year is going to be Wolverine.
I mean,
because
it could
GTA
be.
6 is not going to be there.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If GTA 6 isn't there, I would also pick Wolverine.
Yeah, Sony's got Game of the Year pretty well set. One way or the other.
Soros is coming early in the year. If it's better than Returnal, that's going to be a great game. I know Returnal wasn't a gigantic hit, but I really liked it.
Swan Senpai says he will donate 200 euros to a local charity if GTA 6 comes out this year.
Wow. We'll hold you to that, Swan Senpai.
He said you can hold me to that.
Okay. Awesome. That's great. I mean, getting money to a charity, no matter how you do it, is awesome.
I agree with Swan. It'll come out next year before the fiscal year is over.
So before March?
Before March, yeah, by the end of March.
It'll be interesting to see how many of you guys pick it for the SIFTD Fantasy Challenge and how many people don't. Because last year, that was kind of the line of why people won or lost, was the people who did pick GTA 6 or didn't. That's usually how it worked out there. So anyway, you have Soros. They're really pushing that game Phantom Blade Zero, which is like a console exclusive, but not. It's also coming to PC day and date. But I also think that there are going to be some surprises coming from PlayStation this year. Some games that we don't know about right now that will be released this year.
There's got to be something in like the third quarter that we don't know yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if the next Astrobot is on the fringe of being ready. There's some things floating out there. There's a couple things that I've heard off the record that I can't state here on the show that lead me to believe that this will be a good year of software releases on PlayStation 5. So I think my prediction is PlayStation 5 wins Platform of the Year for 2026. Now, let's move on to Xbox. Matt, what's your Xbox prediction?
My prediction, and this is contingent on something happening that we expect to happen, I think once Fable comes out, you are going to see massive shakeups in Xbox leadership.
Why do you think that's going to happen?
Because I think Fable's going to kind of mark the end of the current regime there. And that is whether not because Fable's going to bomb or because Fable's going to be a big hit. I think they're waiting. I think people like the current regime is going to see out kind of that project, and then Microsoft corporate wants to sort of like shake things up a little bit and put some different people in there, probably as part of the AI blitz that they are inevitably going to double down on. I just think that once that project is done, I think a lot of people are going to move to greener pastures, basically.
When you told me this was your pick, I thought it was your pick because you thought it was going to bomb. And because this game has been in development for so long, it would just cause this cascade.
I mean, that might happen. But I think either way, I think a lot of the people in Xbox leadership are going to move on once this is done. I think it's gotten so weird over there that, like, I can't see that the people who led the last, like, 5 to 10 years, like, they clearly do not have the same vision as what Microsoft has now for everything they're doing.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that Microsoft is going to basically want new people where they are, and I have a feeling the people who are already there aren't going to want to be there anymore anyway.
I don't know if you saw the news that broke this morning about this game, but there are reliable insiders saying that this game is going to release on day one for PlayStation 5. And
it wouldn't surprise me. The only Xbox exclusive I'm a little skeptical on day and date on is Forza, because I feel like they kind of want Forza 5 to keep selling. Feels like that's still doing pretty well on PlayStation, and maybe you don't want to cut that off before it's done.
Because Forza presumably is coming later this year.
Yeah, Horizon is almost certainly this year.
And you're right. Forza Horizon 5 is
two games from Playground in the same year. They're fucking doing Obsidian shit over here.
Yeah. Forza Horizon 5 has sold over $300 million on PS5.
So I feel like you don't want to interrupt that.
I agree.
But I do think this will probably be day and date.
Even though Forza Horizon 6 feels like the one game that should be day and date on PlayStation 5, I think you're right. Like, if 5 is still selling, you don't put out 6 yet.
Yeah. That's the only one I think maybe they wouldn't be making an effort to do day and date.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the only way Fable's a hit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess PC can make it a hit too, but, like, not to the degree that's selling well on PlayStation, especially because, like, I mean, obviously we haven't seen a lot of gameplay on this yet, other than like the little snippets in these trailers. But it's like, there's not really any. I mean, this is almost like, arguably, this is almost like what Sony's first parties would normally be putting out. And so, like, what else do you have on PlayStation right now that's like this?
Yeah,
nothing.
You don't. Yeah.
Certainly not in the fantasy category.
No, for sure, definitely not.
I feel like you're kind of, if you can get this on PlayStation the same day, I feel like you got an open field.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my prediction for Xbox that I kind of teased a minute ago, and you'll understand just in a second why I did that, is that there will be no more Xbox console exclusives by the end of 2026. That by the end of this year, every game that Microsoft creates and publishes will be day and date on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I would think Forza Horizon 6 would be the last one.
Yep. So Avowed, it was just announced Avowed is coming to PlayStation 5. I think it looks like it's getting like 6 months exclusivity or whatever. These windows are getting shorter.
No, that was a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
It was February.
Wow, that's hard to believe. Avowed was February.
March. Yeah.
Wow.
It was
time flies.
A year ago.
That's crazy. So anyway, Avowed is coming. Pretty much everything is coming to PlayStation at this point. And as these, like, the sales numbers for Forza Horizon 5 dictate, Microsoft would be stupid to continue to release these games exclusively. Now, again, the big X factor there is they still need to convince people to subscribe to Game Pass. But I don't feel like the exclusives thing is kind of the angle that they've been taking with that. It feels like it's here's just this deluge of good to great games that you get access to at $30, and they're kind of moving away from.
There is no only on Game Pass push.
Yeah, I don't see no marketing along those lines or anything like that. So it feels to me like already Microsoft. I feel like Microsoft, if it could do this tomorrow, would, but it still has to consider its fans. It still has to consider Game Pass. I feel like by the end of this year, all that will be out of the window. And Microsoft will just start releasing every single game it publishes day and date for PlayStation, which is why, going back to my pick for PlayStation, why I think PlayStation wins Platform of the Year this year, because it's also basically the de facto landing place for every Xbox exclusive. If you aren't interested in buying an Xbox or getting Game Pass, this is it. Switch will get some stuff that will run or won't run on Switch 2, but PlayStation 5 is going to get it all. So PlayStation has basically just inherited the best third-party publisher in the industry, releasing its games day and date for its platform. It might as well be PlayStation first party at this point. So by the end of the year, it's going to be overwhelming. All Xbox's games are going to be released for PS5. PlayStation's finally going to start releasing some games that people actually want to play itself. And so I think ultimately that works out for both PlayStation and
it might
for
actually
Xbox.
have a shot at Platform of the Year from me this year because Wolverine won't be on PC.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts.
It's like everything's also on PC except Wolverine and Saros.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe whatever.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Saros is on PC by the end of the year either.
Maybe.
But we'll see. But I do think that a big change is coming for Xbox, and I think last year was a transition period for Xbox fans to get their heads around the idea, and 2026 is when it all happens. So hopefully you guys mourned the loss of Xbox last year, because I think this year is where they're just like, we're not worried about that anymore. We're worried about generating as much revenue and profit as we possibly can. So I think Xbox really closes the door on game exclusivity this year, and PlayStation kind of becomes the de facto landing spot for all those amazing games on day one. Okay, let's move to Nintendo, Matt. What is your big prediction for Nintendo in 2026?
I think Star Fox returns.
It is so overdue. So I'm going to play this B-roll here. This is like the last relevant Star Fox thing. Was back when Miyamoto had this weird Project Robot thing going on, but he also had this weird Star Fox thing going on at the same time.
Yeah, that thing that came free with the other game, the other Star Fox game.
Yep.
The Namco one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Guard. That's right.
It is way.
The weird tower defense thing.
It is so overdue. For a new Star Fox. Just playing Star Fox 64 with the analog 3D that you got. That game is still great. I got totally sucked into Star Fox 64 again and finished the game again. Granted, that takes about 90 minutes. But still, I went through Star Fox 64 again. And I don't know how many times I finished that game. Dozens and dozens. But anyway, that's how long it's been since we got Star Fox anything. So it's way overdue for something like that to happen.
Like 11 years?
Yes. It's the Wii U era. So it's like, we are definitely way past due for a new Star Fox. I think that's a great prediction. And
the last Star Fox thing was actually Starlink.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That toys
it had the
life.
R-Wings and stuff in it.
The R-Wing came with a Switch version.
That's right. That's actually a good pull right there. So I hear you. I think we're overdue for Star Fox. I love Star Fox. I hope we do get a new one. I do hope that it's made by Nintendo and they don't farm it out to somebody else, because that's what they've been doing with this franchise.
Yeah, stop giving stuff to Namco.
Just make it yourself. Like, you made a great Star Fox game.
Didn't they just buy that Namco team?
They bought the team that was making Metroid Prime 4 at first. Yeah. Which is weird, because they took them off the project.
Well, because they've been doing something since then, right?
Right, yeah.
Wonder if they're doing Star Fox.
I hate to say it, but I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope somebody else is. We'll see.
But it just feels like it's time for Star Fox.
Yep, I'd agree with that. So that's a good pick. My pick for my Nintendo prediction for 2026 is that I believe a 3D Mario is coming this year. And there's some hints to this already, although I thought this before I kind of saw the hints. I don't know if you saw it today, but the president of Nintendo went on record to let everybody know that there are games far into development for their favorite franchises, meaning wink, wink, nod, Mario and Zelda. I know that the team that made Donkey Kong Bonanza is typically the team that makes 3D Mario games. However, I'm not convinced that team can only make one thing at a time. So the other part of this too, Matt, is that I don't know if you saw this, but the Switch 2 had a horrible holiday season.
Yeah, I just read a thing about that.
Its sales were 35% lower than the first holiday season for Switch 1. Now,
some of that's going to be that nobody could afford that.
That's part of it. The other part of it is that Nintendo built so many Switch 2 units before the tariffs hit to load the channels with units so that it wouldn't have to pay the Trump's tariff on all its Switch 2 units. So what you get when you do that is the Switch 2 set records at launch for selling consoles. And everybody that wanted one got one in the first 3 months. Instead of with the Switch 1, where people were going and checking Best Buy every Tuesday or GameStop every Tuesday to see if they got more units. Basically, Nintendo satisfied the hardest of the hardcore Nintendo fans right out of the gate. And now they have to earn more customers with their software. And what console movers do they really have? They have Mario, they have Zelda, they have Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart. We already got Mario Kart.
And arguably Splatoon.
Maybe. Oddly enough, yeah. I mean, the younger generation seems to have resonated with Splatoon. But generally, those are the platform drivers for Nintendo, and Nintendo knows it. So Nintendo also knows that the sales for the holiday were very disappointing. Like, I don't know if you were out, like, shopping around, but, like...
God, no.
Every store I went to had stacks of Switch 2 everywhere. And they had stacks of PlayStation 5 and Xbox, of course, as well, but Switch 2 was a new console, and they were in stock everywhere I went.
I will say that due to the inevitable price increases coming because of what's happening to chips and RAM, et cetera, if you do want to Switch 2...
I would get one.
I get one
pronto.
as soon as you can before a price goes to $550.
Because that's the other thing that Nintendo hinted at today was that, like, yeah, we haven't increased the price yet. But...
And I saw that Matt Piscatella agrees with me on that.
Oh, really?
He was posting some stuff about that yesterday. I think you're going to see a price increase on almost everything by the midpoint of the year.
I mean, AMD, Intel, they've all been warning about it for like the last like month and a half. Like, get ready, batten down the hatches, because there's going to be some, some price increases coming in 2026. So we'll see how that all works out. But I do think that by the end of the year, or worst case scenario, fiscal 2026, so by next March or whatever, we'll get a new 3D Mario. And here's the thing, I think it may be like Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Yeah, we'll see. So here's the thing, like, I don't know how they would get that made with, because I guess we don't really know how big that team is. That seems like a lot to be doing simultaneous with Bonanza. Yeah. But at the same time, it's insane to put out a movie based on Mario Galaxy and not have a game to go with it that holiday season. Like, that's like the synergy there is so obvious that I cannot believe you don't plan for it.
That's why I think it's going to be Super Mario Odyssey, or not Odyssey 3,
Galaxy
Super Mario
3
Galaxy
or
3.
something equivalent, yeah.
Something that has some kind of a tie-in with the film that's coming out.
It'll be Super Mario Galaxy subtitle, I think, because you don't want to give people the impression they missed anything.
Yeah.
You want people that saw that movie, and the kids saw the movie, and they want a Mario game where he's running around the cosmos. You just call it Super Mario Cosmos, or Super Mario Galaxy Cosmos, or Super Mario Galaxy Peaches, or some shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I don't think they put a 3 on it.
Yeah.
I think you want it to look like it's the game of the movie.
That could be. Regardless, I think we're getting a new 3D Mario in 2026.
It would also explain. Also they got the Zelda movie coming.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. They'd be crazy not to have games ready to support these movies.
Yeah.
In the aftermath, once they're on, because you don't do it with the theater release. You do it with the streaming and the home releases. Give it time to percolate, because that's where stuff becomes critical mass. That's where kids watch things over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's where things become embedded in the culture, basically.
Yeah, that's
now.
true. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think they probably have a Mario game in the pipeline sooner than we think in that regard. At least they better, because otherwise they're not doing it right.
Yeah, I agree. So those are our picks for the big 3 for 2026. I do have one bonus pick, and if you have something you want to say as well, have at it. My one bonus pick is that I believe the Valve Steam Machine is going to flop hard. The component prices are rising right now to build any PC.
It feels like the absolute worst time.
It is the
worst. Both in terms of component prices and in terms of people's income and disposable money.
Yeah.
Like who has the money to shell out for this right now?
Yeah. I don't think anyone does.
I wouldn't think so.
Yep. Because it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So
there were people I saw something about it being like, oh, it's only $600 for the 256 and 700 for the 2 terabyte, and I'm like, no, that's not possible. Like, there's no way you jump to 2 terabytes for only $100. That's ridiculous. Like I don't believe any of the prices flying around for this thing right now.
Yeah, I don't either. So I think it's going to bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to do horrible, which sucks. But it's just the worst timing. Components are going up. Do people really even want to buy a little shuttle PC? And who's that market? Is it the market for people who already own a badass PC like you do? Like,
it feels so much like a nice to have rather than something you need for your gaming setup.
Yeah.
That like like if you're budgeting stuff this year, it feels like this is one of the first things to go.
I agree. Yeah. So I do not think that the Steam machine is going to do well for Valve, but we shall see.
Mm-hmm. I guess my only other prediction would be like that Capcom continues to kill it.
Yeah.
Capcom will continue to show everyone how it's done.
Resident Evil Requiem coming out in February. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is still afraid of January and February, but Capcom's not.
It's like you should be afraid of Resident Evil.
Yeah, seriously.
We are the horror. We are the one who knocks. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, well, there you go. Those are our 2026 predictions. We're about to move on. We're about to preview Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. But before we do that, we're going to share a word from our sponsor, Soundwizardry.com. But before we run their ad, I want to kind of update you guys on what's going to happen for Name That Game Tune here in 2026. We are not playing today. The first new game will be in next week's episode. But just I want to sort of prep you guys on what's going on before we actually play it. So things are going to change. One thing I've discovered over the last couple years of Name That Game Tune is that getting you guys games is a gigantic time suck. I love giving you guys games and rewarding you guys for winning, but the back and forth that it takes with each one of you guys to I just don't have time. It just really crushes my schedule trying to do it. Like sometimes I put it off until the end of the month, and that just means my entire weekend is then spent tracking everybody down, becoming friends with them on Steam, and then looking at their library, trying to make sure I don't buy a game that they already have. It just turns into a huge time sink. So we are changing things for Name That Game Tune for 2026. And basically how it's going to work is, first of all, you can keep playing. So once you win, you can keep playing. You're not eliminated from playing Name That Game Tune for the rest of the year. I think that's a great change just in general because so many of you guys are dedicated and you show up to our show every week on Twitch and on YouTube. But if you win, like you're kind of, the end of the show is irrelevant to you for the rest of the year. So we're going to fix that. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a leaderboard. And I haven't figured out the prizing exactly yet, but probably what I'm going to end up doing is giving prizes to the top 3 winners at the end of the year. So you win, you get a number. And whoever wins the most by the end of 2026 will be the champion of Name That Game Tune for the year. And then we'll probably give prizes out to second and third place as well. So we want to make sure that everybody stays engaged and it's fun. That, you know, if there's only one winner, he could get way out ahead and then nobody cares anymore.
So that means whoever is in first place really wants me to win. Because then
eventually,
you won't be adding to the stats.
Eventually. I mean, it definitely changes the strategy. Big time. And then it changes the prizing too, and it makes my life better. So we will crown a champion of Name That Game Tune at the end of 2026. And I think you guys are going to like it better. I don't have to. I know I'm going to like it better because I don't have to spend a ton of time prizing you guys. It'll make my life a lot easier.
Did you use verb prize?
What did you say?
Did you just verb prize?
Prizing is, I think, a
prizing.
Verb. I think it's real. At least that's Viacom. They called it prizing.
I was going to say that sounds corporate speak to me. That's
well, Viacom also invented the phrase tentpole event. By the way, they called their award shows that, and then it caught on across the whole industry or whatever. But anyway, so big changes coming for Name That Game Tune in 2026. I just want to take this moment to just thank Soundwizardry that they keep sponsoring this because it is just awesome. I love taking part in it. I wish I could play, honestly, because I really have a good ear for stuff and I can kind of connect the dots like that. And so are you guys. You guys are great too. So anyway, you guys are going to be able to build your legend at Name That Game Tune here on SIFTD.net throughout 2026. And again, we'll start playing it for reals in next week's episode. But before then, let's hear a word from our awesome sponsor, Soundwizardry.com.
Experience the realm of extraordinary audio with Soundwizardry. With a decade-long journey in sound design, we animate your movies and video games with the breath of sound. Our wide-ranging services include sound design, Foley, sound mixing and mastering, audio implementation, dialogue mastering, and the crafting of unique sound effects from freshly recorded material. Our portfolio contains Baldur's Gate 3, Steven Universe, Alan Wake 2, Gwent, Cyberpunk 2077, and more. Visit soundwizardry.com and let us transmute your vision into an auditory marvel.
That's right, people. No matter what you're working on, whether you're working on a film, a TV show, a short, YouTube stuff, or, best of all, if you're working on a frickin' video game, contact soundwizardry.com. I promise you they will make your game or anything that you're working on way better. They're awesome people to work with. They also will work with just about anybody. About a month ago, like Soundwizardry and LS Cream got together and worked on some stuff, which is real cool. It's good to see two of our sponsors kind of coalesce and work together on stuff. Again, soundwizardry.com. Head on over there if you've got any audio project that you're working on. They will make it better, I promise you.
I will note that the first use of tentpole in the film business was in the 40s. Goes way back.
Well, what do you mean, as far as like a tentpole movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like
interesting.
It came into being around the same time as Blockbuster.
Really?
The reporting on movies started being...
All I'm saying is that that's what everyone at Viacom said, that we invented this word, and I had never heard it before I worked there.
Well, they are incorrect, because that comes from that comes from the carnival and circus days.
Interesting. Well, I figured that's where it came from.
Right,
yeah.
But it comes from the Daily Variety. I remembered reading that in Daily Variety growing up because my dad always put the Variety on the kitchen table for breakfast. But I wouldn't be...
I'm not surprised people at Viacom lied.
But I wouldn't be surprised if... Well, yeah, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Viacom's use of it in that popularized the use of it among television industry.
Yeah.
Because they didn't use that in the TV industry.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's their caveat.
That's probably where that... Because that was pretty inside baseball lingo for film stuff until... probably the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Well, our computer came
up. And now everything's a tentpole.
Yeah,
Every show's a tentpole. Everything
yeah.
in your schedule's a tentpole. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Viacom invented that usage of it, which is fitting because it's the worst usage of it. It's like, oh, you made it so ubiquitous it doesn't really mean anything anymore? Yeah, that's Viacom.
That is
Viacom.
Yeah. Well, we had things pop up. Our chat came back up for a brief moment on the PC.
Yeah, but you had to click stuff.
And then I tried
to fix YouTube.
I did. I tried to get the YouTube chat up, and it crashed everything, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have to ride this one out without you guys.
You're just going to have to leave the monkey where he is next time.
Yeah. We'll figure it out for next week, though. I'll probably take this PC home with me and break it down and reformat
it with a hammer until it...
Seriously, take it out into a field and beat it with a baseball bat. That's really what it needs.
Yeah, you're gonna office space it.
Seriously. Okay, let's move on. Next, we're going to preview Nintendo Switch 2 for 2026. I already told you that I think PlayStation is going to win Platform of the Year for this year, so that means that I probably don't think Switch 2 has a great lineup, but I think it's okay.
We also, as always with Nintendo, we don't know the second half of the year yet.
Yeah, and we don't. So I have a list of games here, and the actual dates that we have only go until March. And then we have like 6 games that are scheduled for this year but don't have a hard date. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go through these one by one and kind of give you the lay of the land for Switch 2. Matt, how important, I try not to use the Jersey T, important, is the second year for a console?
I don't know. Probably pretty important, but like, with Nintendo generally does things like just sort of steady more than bursts. So I don't know. I think it's hard to call that this year because there are so many outside factors on the market right now because of inflation and job shortage and tariffs and chip shortage and chip inflation,
RAM shortage,
RAM and price increase. Like there's so many outside factors influencing how much you're going to end up paying for this thing. Yeah, that it's very hard to call, or whether you can afford to pay for it at all. It's very hard to call, and so much of it is out of Nintendo's control that I don't know. Like you may end up looking at 2026 as almost like a lost year for console sales.
One thing I'll say, Matt, is, and I don't know how many nieces and nephews you were around over the holidays, but none of mine talked about the Switch 2.
No.
None of them. They've never even mentioned it.
My nephew wanted. My nephew likes my sister's Switch. Mm-hmm. But she didn't want to get him something that expensive, so she looked into like retro consoles, like those like kind of same form factor sort of things. Mm-hmm. I don't think my niece cares about the Switch 2. She has her gaming PC.
Look, they just walk around with an iPad in their hand playing Roblox. That's all they do.
Well, mine do not do. My nephew watches stuff on iPad all the time, but he plays stuff on his dad's PlayStation.
Oh, good.
5, and my niece is inevitably sitting at her computer on Discord playing like Civilization or something
great.
like that. So
I tried to raise them.
They're not really mobile game people from what I've seen.
All my nieces and nephews, they literally just play Roblox or Fortnite.
Oh, my niece does have a Switch too. See, that's what my sister just said.
Oh,
in the chat. So that's there's the chat's back.
Oh, it's working again.
No, she didn't mention Switch 2, but she doesn't actually talk. So she's a teenager. She doesn't
want to talk to you or see you or anything. But I was around nieces and nephews for 2 weeks straight. I never heard one of them say Switch 2 or anything like that. It's not even a part of their thought process.
My friend's kid was into Switch 2, but he's more on PC, screaming at people to do what he wants in his team-based online game. Man, that kid is going to be a terror on the multiplayer shooters when the time comes. But
they all taught me what brain rot is.
Yeah.
Have you figured that out at this point? That's like this thing that they talk about all the time. Everything's brain rot now.
No, that's not.
Brain rot is really just something that wastes your time and is frivolous and vapid. And they've just called it brain rot. But now there are like games called brain rot in Roblox. It's like Pokemon and the brain rot are the Pokemon.
I think they're behind the curve because the word for that now is slop.
Yeah.
What blank slop? I saw someone call
slop for everything.
I saw someone call good games quality slop. I'm like, I don't think that works.
That doesn't work.
You can slap slop on a lot of things, but I don't you only like it because it's good. Yeah. What? What are you criticizing there exactly?
What's making me nervous though is that these same nieces and nephews, they absolutely had a Switch 1. And they absolutely talked about Switch 1. And they absolutely brought it with them at the holidays in their little case and would bust it out and they'd share and play games together. That is not happening anymore.
I think it's going to take a while, if at all, for the Switch 2 to sort of like differentiate. Because I think right now, if you own a Switch and you aren't like super plugged into what the Switch 2 is and what I don't feel like you look at Switch 2 and say like why do you need this over what you already have? It seems to be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to have to hit a critical mass of games you simply cannot run on Switch 1 before people are like, well, I guess I need that to play this thing I want to play, which is probably going to be the new Mario and the new Zelda, right?
Probably.
That's what we're and if you really want to force it, you'd make the new Pokemon exclusive to Switch 2, but they're not going to
do that. They'll never do that.
Like, why would you? I mean, you take one look at it and you're like, that can definitely run on Switch 1, so I don't know what you're doing.
It can run on a potato.
You're literally just holding it hostage on the new system at that point.
Pretty much. Yeah. So anyway, I'm wondering after we go through all these games if there's anything in here that's really going to tip the scale. I'll hold my judgment.
I mean, I do think, other than the big launch stuff, I do feel like Nintendo leans hard on like you're selling your systems on Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and probably Splatoon to some degree at this point. And Smash Brothers, and that's kind of it. Like
it feels that way.
You're basically sort of biding time until you get one of those out.
Yeah. Yep.
Right now, I think your lineup is probably more. You're trying to make your existing Switch 2 owners happy rather than tempt new Switch 2 owners in.
Yeah. I mean, also there's these crossovers. The first game we're going to talk about that comes out on January 15th is one of those games. It is Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 edition. Now they are making tons of changes to this and updates and tweaks. It comes out again January 15th for Switch 2, but do people want to play this? I mean, doesn't this also kind of take you back to like COVID and the pandemic?
I was going to say, I've heard many people say, because I mentioned that, new Animal Crossing's coming, and some people are like, I don't want to play that. It reminds me of 2020.
Yeah. Or they just played it so much, they don't want to play it anymore.
I mean, that's certainly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Animal Crossing again.
I don't either.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, and it's
only been 5 years.
But that's the way these games are. You let them kind of take over your life, and then once they're gone, you're like, okay, I don't need to play that for another 7 years or whatever. And again, I do think there are a lot of negative memories tied into this game.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was the thing that everybody did to stop from thinking about what they were actually doing.
Right.
And I don't know if...
Well, they're living a fake life instead of living the real one that sucked. I mean, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go fishing over here. Like, just worry.
I'm going to collect fossils and pretend that that's a thing.
Yep. So this comes out on January 15th. It's the first real big Switch 2 release of 2026. Next up is Mario Tennis Fever. That comes out on February 12th. So less than a month away from this. They just announced this week that it has like 38 playable characters or something insane.
I mean, this is a redemption story, basically, after the last one.
Yeah. I hope it is.
I hope it is. Yeah, I was going to say, I hope it is, because I do like tennis games.
Me too. I like Mario Tennis, but that last one was just a debacle.
I completely skipped the last one because it just seemed like a ripoff.
Yeah.
I hope this one's good. It looks good.
It looks like it has some unique gameplay mechanics too, which these games always kind of need. Yeah. Otherwise, you feel like you're just paying again for the same game.
The last one was almost like it was like two modes and nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it was very bare bones. And by the time they tried to fix it with like post-launch downloadable stuff, it was too late.
Yeah.
The reviews had come out. People had said there's not any content in it. And I don't think Nintendo's audience, like other audiences, gets the idea of post-launch expansion of a game. Mm-hmm. It's just not in the DNA yet for the average Nintendo player.
I think it's a little different than that. I think it's because like Nintendo games are priced the way they are. You're like, you better be good out of the box.
Out of the gate, yeah. Because you also know they're never going to come down in price either. But this does look like the most robust Mario Tennis maybe ever. It definitely has the most playable characters ever, and it does have some unique gameplay elements to it. So I'm hoping this turns out good, but again, that's coming on February 12th. Next after that, March 5th. It's like one a month. On March 5th, Pokemon Pocopia. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that yet. Pocopia, I think it is.
Probably Pocopia because of Utopia.
Yeah. And this is confusing to me, Matt, because this is basically Animal Crossing set in the Pokemon universe. And so you're going to put out Animal Crossing.
That is basically my face when I see the trailer for this. It's like, what?
You're going to put out Animal Crossing and then 2 months later put out a Pokemon Animal Crossing?
Yeah, but to be fair, this seems to have a lot more body horror to it. The Ditto stuff in this is horrifying to me.
I don't know if that was a good decision.
No, it's so weird.
I understand the logic behind it, but it's just like, what?
Yeah, you have to make it so you can play sort of an Animal Crossing human character, but like look at her hats melting into her head. Like, it's so odd. But like you need it so Pokemon can talk to you.
I mean, do they think that people are going to bounce off Animal Crossing and be like, I'm ready for something else that's different? Like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is creepy.
What the...
Yep.
Oh, it's like a bad web comic.
It really is. I don't know what's the idea is. Like this, to me, this game should have come out at the end of the year at the very least.
Well, they got the real Pokemon coming at the end of the year. So, and they had another Pokemon at the end of last year, so there's really nowhere else to put this.
Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe you could put it in October or something like that, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I imagine that there's Pokemon fans that will definitely want to play Pokemon Crossing over Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd probably be more interested in playing this than Animal Crossing because I don't associate this with COVID.
Or maybe Nintendo is thinking what we're thinking, and that's nobody's going to play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, just in case you don't like that, here's this. That will definitely not have you thinking about Animal Crossing. Because in Animal Crossing, your character's hat doesn't melt into its head, and their arms don't become vines.
Yep, so this is coming out March 5th. It's coming up very quickly here in less than 2 months. And this game, we only have like 1 or 2 trailers for it still. Mm-hmm. And it's coming out here in like 60 days or whatever. So Nintendo's got some marketing to do here with this game. But you're right, it's Pokemon, so how much marketing do you really need to do? It just kind of sells on its own. So again, coming out on March 5th, Pokemon Pocopia, which is basically... Animal Crossing with Pokemon characters set in the Pokemon universe. Next up, and this is where, now actually we do have a date for this. This is on March 12th, which is just a week later, the Fatal Frame 2 remake. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly. I'm not sure if Nintendo's publishing this. I haven't figured that out yet. Have you seen anything about it? Fatal Frame 2 is okay.
I liked it. I liked the original. I mean, I remember liking it. It was 20 years ago.
This is the best Fatal Frame?
Yeah.
So they're remaking the right one. I still think people will probably be disappointed in it ultimately when they buy it.
I mean, as long as you know what Fatal Frame is,
yeah,
this is the best implementation of the idea.
It's a game about a haunted camera called the Camera Obscura. Is that right?
No, the camera's not haunted. The camera is basically a ghost busting tool.
Yeah.
So it's
not haunted. The camera.
Not haunted. No, not usually.
It's just a supernatural.
It's mystical.
Yeah.
Hello.
We won't dive down that well too far, but the one thing I will say is, like, if you haven't,
don't dive down that well because that's where Samara is.
Yeah, you're right. But if you haven't played one of these games in this franchise yet,
this is the one to play.
This is the one to play for sure. I don't think it's going to move any units. It probably will not sell very well. Maybe in Japan it'll sell okay.
I know a couple people who really want to play this, but like they love Fatal Frame, but like.
One thing I'll say about Switch 2, it doesn't feel like Nintendo is intentionally catering to the Japanese market as much as it did with Switch 1. Mm-hmm. There aren't as many like sort of Japan-centric games coming out in the early lifespan for Switch 2 like Switch 1 did. There was Fantasy Life I.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hentai games on that eShop.
On Switch 2 already?
On all of it. Both of them. It's full of it.
Terrible. But anyway, this is just a stopgap for Nintendo, which is probably why they're releasing it a week after Pokemon Pokopia. There's definitely no crossover between those two games there. But I do think this is maybe something that they're putting out as a make good for the Japanese market, but not something...
It's probably also somewhat a reaction to the resurgence of Silent Hill.
Yeah, that could be. Yep. Though they probably started this a while ago. And we'll talk about what's going on with Silent Hill a little bit later in the show. There's some things going on there. But anyway, that's Fatal Frame 2. The remake of Crimson Butterfly is coming on March 12th. And then here is where we start to get to the games that don't really have a date. The first one is much like Animal Crossing. They are reworking Super Mario Bros. Wonder for Switch 2. Smart move. I don't feel like Wonder sold as well as a lot of 2D Marios do. It didn't sell poorly, but these games usually sell like 30 million, 40 million units. And
they did on the Wii. I think the Wii had an audience that was a little more into the 2D Mario thing.
Yeah.
And I think even now your Switch audience is more of a Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey people.
3D stuff. Yeah.
I liked Wonder.
Yes,
Wonder,
I thought it was great.
Wonder had a lot of really good moments. It has this. I mean, it has the singing piranha plant level, which is one of the greatest Mario levels of all time.
Seriously.
So there you go.
But we don't have a hard date for that. Just assume second part of 2026.
Hopefully this is not what they're counting as a Mario game.
I don't think so. I mean, that would suck.
But it would be Nintendo.
I had to say, well, we got a Mario game out. Yeah, because Reggie used to pull that
Reggie
stuff.
used to do that shit. Reggie absolutely.
Like, no, not that one. That's not the one that we wanted.
Well, you got Animal Crossing. No. It's like, you know how bad your lineup has to be to turn Jeff Keighley into an actual game journalist?
With some actual pushback.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, we don't have a release date for this yet, but again, an enhanced version of Super Mario Bros. Wonder is on the way for Switch 2. Next up, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We also don't have a release date for this yet. This game has not resonated with me at all.
I forgot this existed until this came up right now.
I usually love Yoshi games, if only for the aesthetic and the look of them. But this game is doing nothing for me. A lot of the footage that they show of this, it's like, it's not a bad-looking game, but there are definitely times where I'm like, ew. Like, I don't know. I feel like Nintendo's done a pretty good job with the art style in Yoshi games throughout the years. Like, they're usually very striking.
I kind of like what they're going for with the art style in this. I just don't particularly care about Yoshi.
I don't think it translates out into the actual game world as well as it does in, like, the book. Like, I don't feel like the look is indicative of kind of what you're seeing in that storybook there.
Yeah, I mean, I see where they're going with it. I don't know.
Notice there's, like, text, like, running through the screen there?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a book.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Because it's the same weird nonsense language as in, like, that. Yeah, you're just in a book.
See how it's, like, just kind of slowly moving? It's very weird.
It's like foreground scrolling.
Yeah. Strange.
Parallax. Look at that. What year is it? Yoshi may actually be my least favorite Nintendo character.
Yeah.
So like, not for me.
Vincent says that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe was in the top 10 of all Switch sellers.
Yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Was a giant hit.
They sell, man. They really do. There's no doubt about it.
Even though it was basically a divorce machine in co-op.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, I don't know what cruel person at Nintendo decided you should be able to hit each other in co-op. But oh my, I saw that game start so many fights, you wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah, there's just something about this art style. It just looks like all washed out and like, I don't know, drab, I guess.
It looks okay to me.
Yeah.
I just don't...
I mean, one thing's for sure, it definitely still has its own...
I'm a lot more likely to play that art style than the yarn thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, not that there's anything wrong.
What
with
about
it.
Woolly World? Did you like Woolly World?
No, I don't. The fabric stuff doesn't do anything for me. It looks. I mean, I think they executed it extremely well. I mean, it just doesn't. It's not interesting to me.
Okay. Next up, a game I know that's interesting to you and me, and that is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We don't have a date for the next mainline Fire Emblem yet. It's due, so I would. I'm 85% certain it's coming this year.
I would hope so.
If they're going to need it, because you're starting
to see... It feels like it's going to come out in September, and everyone's going to forget about it in 2 months.
Maybe.
But that's basically how Fire Emblem
that's Fire Emblem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how it rolls. That's what
then I'm going to move on to other big games, and then like 2 years later, I'm like, oh, I should play that Fire Emblem game I only played like 3 hours of 2 years ago. And then I did that with Fire Emblem Engage last year.
Oh, really?
Like after the Age of Calamity came out, or Age of Imprisonment came out, and I played that for a while, and I started putting the amiibos in. And I'm like, I should put the amiibos into the Fire Emblem Muso game. And I'm like, I should put the amiibos into that Fire Emblem Engage game. I played Fire Emblem Engage for like 20 hours.
Yeah, I think I finished Engage or got close back when we reviewed it.
I liked it. I thought it was good. And I kind of enjoyed the whole like greatest hits of Fire Emblem characters as your summon spell sort of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all the Fire Emblems for the most part.
I've never played a Fire Emblem I didn't like. Even the mobile game I liked for
the mobile
while.
game was pretty good too. Yeah.
As far as Nintendo mobile games go, it was good.
I found another mobile game I actually enjoy.
What?
Godzilla Battle Line.
Really?
It's like a tower defense Godzilla game versus Godzilla game.
Oh, I would like that too. I'm sure.
You build like a deck of monsters, and you can summon. You have stamina that builds up, and it costs a certain amount to summon each one that comes out as like your hand. And your main monster is like your boss. So like you're basically sending them up. Or I guess it's kind of like League of Legends, except it's only one lane, and you're kind of sending them up to fight each other, and if you can get to the other monster and kill the other monster first, you win the match.
Yeah, it sounds like a MOBA.
Yeah,
a one-lane MOBA.
It's a one-lane MOBA, basically. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Which means I probably will really like it.
I enjoyed it. If you know all the Godzilla, it's got some deep-cut Godzilla stuff. It's even got Gamera in it.
Really?
Got Gamera and Zoids in it.
Wow.
I was stunned. Toho doesn't team up with Gamera very often, so I was like, I got a Gamera character. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's sweet.
So yeah,
right.
Actual mobile game recommendation: Godzilla Battle Line. Okay. Apparently, it came out like 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
I didn't know it existed.
Because I don't even pay attention to mobile games, and no one talks to me about mobile games.
I only found out about it because I've been playing the Godzilla real life card game, and someone was like, "Oh, I love this Godzilla Battle Line game." I'm like, "The what?" Okay. And
Pactor's the only person I know that talks about mobile gaming,
and he's probably not playing the Godzilla game.
No, he just plays Match 3 stuff. That's pretty much it. That's
there's no Match 3 Godzilla game as far as I can tell.
So anyway, there you go. Fire Emblem Fortunes. We still don't know a lot about that game, really. Like, they put out that trailer. No. We haven't heard anything since. Like,
well, especially because, like, for the first half of that trailer, I was worried it was just like a gladiatorial game.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's just like an arena fighter.
Yeah, because it has that Roman sort of angle.
Right, but then like it showed stuff from outside. I mean, obviously they leave that area and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really need to know all that much about Fire. I'm like, it says Fire Emblem. I'm in.
They'd have to really screw it up.
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty. I mean, I can't remember.
There's never been a bad Fire
Emblem. It was they vary in quality, but like I think the lowest anything's ever been was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. So anyway, there you go. The Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave. Again, no clue on the release date for that, but we're guessing 2026. Next up, Pokemon Champions, which is kind of the newfangled version of Pokemon Stadium a little bit. Did you play Pokemon Stadium back in the day?
A little bit.
Did you do the whole transfer the critters over to the N64 and all that stuff?
Yeah, I did. I did bring my guys over.
Do you still have all that hardware that you needed to do that?
Probably
that's
in a box
money
somewhere.
Now. Yeah.
Honestly, I'd have to dig.
Yeah, that stuff's worth some cash because not a lot of people did it.
I had a full Pac-Man Versus setup.
Oh, really?
Like
with like four
GBA, the little GBSPs, and connecting it so everybody could play. I guess you only needed 3. Yeah. You need 3 for the Ghost and 1 controller for Pac-Man, but like, no, I got all that stuff.
That stuff's worth money. The GBA link cables are worth money now.
Yeah, I fell for the connectivity bullshit.
I did too. I thought it sounded like a good idea.
Pac-Man Versus was fun.
And it kind of was, actually. They just didn't push it enough. Yeah. Nintendo does that a lot.
Well, they did that thing they always do where it's like, here's 3 games that support this, and we're never going to mention it again.
Yeah.
Labo.
Yeah.
All that shit.
So I'm guessing this ties into like Pokemon Box and like you can use your collection in this.
Like,
they'd be stupid not to.
Is the box thing still a thing?
It should be.
I guess.
I mean, you're gonna have to. You always need a place to store your Pokemon.
I guess. I forgot to renew that like 2 years ago. I'm sure all my Pokemon are gone.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like, they should have it, like, on a server somewhere so you can pay.
Maybe,
to,
I don't know. Maybe they do.
I hope so.
But they say that basically the thing says if you don't renew in a certain amount of time, it may be deleted.
Gone.
May be gone.
So basically, just covering their butts in case it
does get deleted.
Yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, yes, this is Pokemon Champions.
Vincent says that it will tie into.
Okay, it kind of has to. Justin Horman says, my favorite GBA link cable thing was probably picking plays in the GBA and Madden multiplayer. Yeah. It was like the whole Dreamcast VMU thing again. Because remember, in NFL 2K, you could pick your plays on the VMU so that the play selection wasn't up on the screen, so your opponent couldn't see what plays you were selecting. Yep. And then they did bring that over to Madden with the GBA link cable. Great pull there, Justin Horman. Vincent says it's also free to play, which makes sense, yeah. I mean, this is really just kind of an app more than anything. Where the spoils of all your hard work in the other Pokemon games come into battle, basically. So, again, no release date for this, but my guess is it's coming before the end of 2026. Next up, a game that is not being made by Nintendo, and instead is being made by From Software. And that is a game you may have forgotten at this point, and that is the Dusk Bloods. Since this was announced, there hasn't been like an official thing from or Nintendo about it, but there's been rumblings on the internet about it, and a lot of people are saying it's kind of like Elden Ring Night Rain.
Yeah, the From Software and like Dark Souls, Elden Ring circles that I follow hate this game.
Oh, really?
Like they have zero interest in this.
Do you know what they said that about Night Rain too?
No, it's after Night Rain.
Night Rain is sold buku copies.
I have not seen a positive thing said about this game in
really?
any of the Dark Souls groups in months.
My guess is there's not a lot of crossover between the hardcore Dark Souls crew and Nintendo.
Most of them are just like, I'm going to wait for it to come to something else that I already own.
Which you know is going to happen.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless Nintendo funded some of it. I don't know what
I'm not sure what arrangement there is here. And in fact, I reached out to Nintendo PR last week to ask them about this, if they were going to publish it, because I was like trying to talk to them about code that we're looking to get throughout the year or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Are you guys publishing this? And they haven't replied to my email yet, so I don't know. But I heard that it's like Elden Ring Night Rain, which I actually liked. Like I played Night Rain and I enjoyed it. It didn't last that long. I think I played it for 4 or 5 days and I was like, okay, I get it. But I enjoyed the time that I spent with it. So that hasn't turned me off of Dusk Bloods, but I could see people who thought maybe it might be the next big From Software single player IP might feel different.
I mean, I don't think they ever thought that's what it was, but it's just they don't. The multiplayer stuff in Dark Souls and Elden Ring is like a nice to have component of the game. It's not the thing that people love about the game to that degree. So like hyper focusing on it like with these two games is a strange direction to take it, but I'm sure it's easier to do that than to make a whole intricate giant single player.
Oh, for sure. It's way easier RPG to make a game like this than it is to make a single player game where you have to worry about level
Which is too bad because like I like a lot of the art here. The look of it and the setting is really cool. I wish it was a real game and not this multiplayer slop.
Yeah.
So
sucks to hear. I was disappointed to hear that, but not as much as a lot of other people. A lot of people did like Night Rain, and it has sold very, very well. It seems like when its DLC came around, there was a lot of interest in that. I know at least the data on SIFTD suggests that you guys are at least still paying attention to Night Rain. So we'll see.
You got Miyazaki still talking about how special like Bloodborne is to him and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, bro, either do it or don't.
Right. Like stop talking about it. Like, stop teasing people.
Yeah, I know Sony has to be the one that makes the call. We know you can't do anything about it, so let's just not deal with it until it happens.
Until the day it comes. Because there are people out there that are just being strung along so hard. It's crazy how much people love Bloodborne. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's to like restore the Snyderverse levels of pathetic at this point. It's
really is.
There's no Bloodborne 2 coming.
Yeah, it really
is. If it was going to happen, it would have happened.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky to get a remaster at this point.
Or it could be by the time it comes out that most of the people will have moved on and won't care anymore.
They'll be dead.
Right.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. But anyway, there you go. That's the Dusk Bloods. I also would not be surprised, Matt, if this does not come out this year.
It might not.
Delayed and comes out.
But From does have a pretty solid pipeline. Their conveyor belt rarely breaks down.
It also, again, from rumors, it seems like this game has been in development for quite a while. I think maybe they worked on it initially for Switch 1 and it wasn't getting done in time and they moved it to Switch 2. So again, that is called the Dusk Bloods for Switch 2. Next up, a game we also don't know what the hell is about, Splatoon Raiders. It seems to be a more single player focused take on Splatoon, but I'm not 100% convinced. This trailer is so obtuse and bizarre. Like, it doesn't really share much about it. But this is the other game that's been announced for Switch 2. Splatoon 3, by the way. I've been having problems getting games on Switch 2. It won't matchmake. I go to the matchmaking and it just sits there forever and can't get players. I don't know what the deal is. They issued a patch for it yesterday or today. I'm hoping that fixed it. But I've been trying to play it on my Switch 2 and I can't get it to work. I don't know why. I mean, the single player stuff works, but I try to play multiplayer, it doesn't work. So, interesting this instead of Splatoon 4. Which leads me to believe that this is something pretty significantly different than what came before. Otherwise, why go with the subtitle instead of giving it the numerical?
Right.
So my guess is that it's just way more single-player focused and way more story focused. And I think that's a good call. I think they need to do that to ingratiate this franchise with a wider audience going forward. So that is Splatoon Raiders. Again, we don't know a ton about it, but that also should be coming in 2026. And then, as I mentioned earlier in my predictions, I also think that a 3D Mario is going to come this year. We'll see. It could come fiscal before, the end of March of 2027. We don't know that yet, but I think it's pretty likely that at least there's one big Nintendo game. Zelda's out of the question to me.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think there probably is another big anchor at the end of the year.
Because we just went through everything that they've announced so far. And is there any console mover that's in there?
I wouldn't really say so, no.
These are the games that people buy once they've already bought the console.
Yeah, these are for people who already own the console.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Truth be told, there's like 10, 15 million of them already.
You're pretty good already.
You got an audience that can buy the stuff.
I got to go get a package to make sure nobody takes it. But I'll be back.
All right, that's fine. So anyway, that's our preview for the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. I got to say, that looks pretty anemic to me. I mean, that's a pretty big lineup of games, but, two of them, or actually several of them, are kind of reworks, remasters, remakes of games that we played on the Switch 1 or came out on, like, the Wii U in the case of Fatal Frame 2. So that's a pretty flimsy release calendar. I like the cadence. It seems like if they time it right, there's kind of one game every month there, but there's just nothing that's going to convince people to go and buy a console. And based upon what just happened in the holiday season with Switch 2, again, we mentioned earlier, down 35% compared to the first holiday season of Switch 1. That's definitely got Nintendo on red alert here. So, again, that's why I think we'll probably get a 3D Mario before the end of the year, because otherwise, there's not a lot here that's going to convince people to go out and buy a Switch 2. I mean, if Metroid Prime 4, Mario Kart World, and Donkey Kong Bonanza didn't really do it over the holiday season, do you think any of these games are going to do it? Probably not. So it's looking a little dicey for Switch 2 in 2026 right now, which I know I asked Matt a minute ago, like what he thinks, how important the second year is for a console. I think it's really important because the first year you get the fans, the people who are going to buy it no matter what. Like they're fans of Nintendo, they're fans of PlayStation, they're fans of Xbox. All three of those has a group of people that are guaranteed to buy their consoles day one, month one, quarter one, or whatever. Once you get to year two, that's when you have to start convincing people to buy the consoles. You just don't have fans who are just going to buy it no matter what. You have to start convincing people with your software and the products that are going to be offered. And looking at this list from Nintendo for 2026, I don't know. This is for Video Game Says, don't forget red laser eye damage in February. Yeah, so in February, we're getting like the weird like knockoff of Virtual Boy, which is like, it looks like the Virtual Boy, but you actually slide the Switch 2 or the Switch 1 tablet into it, and then you're actually looking at the tablet through sort of the headset. So that is coming, but I don't see that. Is Virtual Boy going to move the needle either, Matt? No. And that's coming, when did you say? I forgot. February.
If that can come out, we can get a new Star Fox this year.
Yeah. AJ the Legend says...
Maybe that's the knife twist, is the Star Fox is for that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Please, don't even say that. Don't give him any ideas, Matt. AJ says, I'm a little shocked there's not more from Nintendo. Agreed. Erebus says Nintendo in for a rough year. And Vincent says the Pokemon Gen 10 will be massive. Yeah, if it gets out this year, it will be massive.
I think it probably will. Although Nintendo rarely seems to let that be its only thing for Christmas.
Yeah, which it could be.
Could be, but I feel like they've probably got one more thing up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe not something that we're excited. It might be Star Fox for all we know.
Yeah. And to your point earlier, I do think the new Pokemon will launch on Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Oh, 100%.
So
yeah, they'd be crazy.
that changes things up a little bit too, not knowing that it's not a Switch 2 exclusive. So, although that would be nice because Pokemon needs to get its ass out of the past.
And I agree with that. Just in the hourglass, it'd be nice to see Monolith Soft have something this year. I don't know if that's in the cards so soon after the Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster.
Yeah, because that was what, 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So.
But I mean,
they are fast.
They are fast.
They blow my mind how fast they get stuff done.
That definitive edition of the first one was at what?
Yeah.
Really? And you've still got 3 coming? Okay.
Yeah, that was a smart investment by Nintendo.
No, they helped with the Breath of the Wild, and
right.
Those guys are like the anti-Bungie.
They are.
Absolutely.
They fix the stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of break the stuff.
They have paid off what they were bought for in spades.
Yeah.
At this point.
They really have.
They're great.
So anyway, there you go. That's Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. And I agree with Chat. It's underwhelming for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games there, but I can't think of a single one that I'd be like, that would make me buy a Switch 2.
I mean, it wouldn't make me buy a Switch 2, but well, actually maybe it would, but it's just because it's me. Maybe talk to Lucasfilm about that Rogue Squadron trilogy that was finished for the Wii and look into putting that out. Because
that would be a good idea, actually.
There's a whole generation hasn't played that game.
That's true.
I showed some younger kids Rogue Leader on GameCube, and they could not believe that game is 25 years old.
Yeah. It still looks amazing.
Still looks great.
It really does, yep. So anyway, there you go. That's the Nintendo roadmap for 2026. And next week, I think we're going to tackle PlayStation. Week after that, I think we're going to do Xbox and PC, and then we'll have you guys all ready for 2026. That's what we do here on GameFace. We cover all the bases, so you don't have to go anywhere else if you don't want to. All right, it's time to move on. Next, we're going to talk about Pragmata. Pragmata. I still haven't figured out the...
Pragmata?
Probably. It is Capcom. In fact, there's no way to really describe this game. It is so bizarre. It is a third-person shooter where you play as a dude in a mech suit that carries a little android girl around.
Chat does point out we missed my pick for top Switch game.
What?
Orbitals.
Oh, right. And I'll have you know, Matt, I did not do that on purpose.
Y'all watch and see.
I hope you're right, honestly. I mean, I'm all about finding good games that I didn't think were going to be good. But anyway, this is Pragmata. It is a Capcom game, and this game's coming out in the very near future as well.
Yeah, it's like February?
Yeah, I think or March maybe.
March?
Coming out in the next couple of months here. And there's a demo right now available on PC, but I think the PS5 demo was taken down already. But I still found it available on Steam, and I got to play it. And the demo is a good, 35, 40 minutes of play or something like that. And this is a sci-fi third-person shooter combined with... And here's the thing, Matt. It's really not a puzzle that you're solving. Like, when we learned about it and saw the trailers earlier, I thought it was like Match 3 stuff. That's actually not how it works. So, you play as the guy in the spacesuit, but you also have this android on your back named Diana is her name, which is very odd. I'm sure there's some relation to it.
Well, Diana was the goddess of the hunt.
Yeah. And
basically... You're hunting robots? I don't know.
Basically how it works is if you just try to shoot the robots, I'm going to pause it right there. If you just try to shoot the robots with your gun, it won't do any damage. So what pops up is in the top right there. It's not that it's a puzzle. You are basically controlling with the 4 face buttons the cursor. So right now the cursor is at the top left there. You need to move the cursor across all the green or blue objects on the grid.
So kind of like a really simplified pipe puzzle from Bioshock?
Yep, that's a good way to put it. And you're doing it on the fly as the enemies are coming at you. So you need to solve it really fast. But it's not like you're matching things up. Now, as you get further into the demo...
Eth Demon says the PS5 demo isn't out yet.
It isn't out yet? Yeah. Interesting. So they put out the PC version and didn't put out the PS5 version?
Yeah, Vincent says they said the console demo's coming later.
Interesting. So maybe we'll get an updated demo with new content. That would be sweet. So anyway, this is on PC, which is where I played it, on my semi-new rig. At this point, I guess it's really not new. But once that puzzle comes up, you just need to send the cursor through all the green or blue things. Later on, they'll start throwing like red things in the squares that you have to avoid. So basically what you're doing is you're just trying to create a line through the grid that connects all the blue and the green sections on the grid. And you have to do it fast because while you're doing that, the enemies are still coming at you. Once you do that, if you nail it, it increases the damage output of your gun like 5 or 6 fold. Now, this game does have other guns. It's not just the pistol. Eventually you get like a shotgun, you get a sniper rifle and things like that. they all work with the same premise. Like, as you're fighting, the puzzle or the grid will pop up. You need to navigate through the grid. Gives you a bonus power you can shoot. Some things you can kill without using Diana. Like some of these drones you can take down with a couple shots without using her. But everything is easier to kill if you do use her. And it does. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never played a game like this, ever. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting that it took so long for something like this to come around.
Like, this is a weird like mix of like, oh, that's interesting, and also, oh, that's going to be annoying after 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like, I can think of a couple different directions they can take this as they escalate it throughout the course of the entire game, and some of it's really cool, and some of it's really annoying.
Like Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah.
There's a boss fight at the end of this demo, and you kind of see the future of the game there, because it's like an ongoing fight where you have to like get distance, you have to keep picking up weapons.
I kind of agree with Swanland where he says he doesn't think this game's gonna do well critically at all. This feels like a game that would be like a nightmare to review.
This is
because
like
you feel that pressure of getting to the deadline, and like if you get stuck trying to like, you know, rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time with the way that the grid game works, it could be very infuriating.
I got my head around it pretty quick. Like the first couple battles were a little awkward. Like that opening battle that you saw in the B-roll, that's actually my second attempt at that. So after I finished the demo, I went back and played it again to get through the first few sections knowing what to do. But it did take probably 10, 15 minutes, probably 3 or 4 battles before I finally got my head around it. I think at first you panic because you're like, oh my God, the grid's popping up and they're still coming at me. Oh my God. And like you screw it up or whatever and you get hit or you die or whatever. Eventually, you realize that the quote-unquote puzzle parts of this are not that demanding or that complicated, and you have time to get through the grid, give yourself the extra power, and then shoot the enemies. And then if you don't, you can just run away. You have a dodge in this. It's definitely no Dark Souls.
It feels... I mean, obviously, it's not a similar game at all, but it feels in the same vein as that other the one with the princess goddess, the
Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Like it just in the sense of like,
what?
Yeah, cool. But what? Like, honestly, and I like Kunitsugami. I'm not slamming this or Kunitsugami by saying that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you're like,
who's gonna buy this?
I mean, again, this sort of ties in with my thing about Capcom showing the way. Is like, yeah, like don't just make the surefire Monster Hunter and the Resident Evil. Play a little bit, experiment a little bit, make some shit that like looks doomed.
I love that about Capcom though. It's willing to invest money in some crazy ideas.
And in this case, years.
Yeah.
Like this game's been coming forever.
I mean, we got the first trailer for this like 4 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they wrote us an apology note.
Right. I forgot about that. That's right, they did. So you do have a dodge in this, and you do have to use it. Like in the boss fight, the boss throws out all these missiles that create these ground effect things that you need to basically dodge out of before they land. So you do end up using that. Like the way the game is set up, like they, at least in this early going, there's a lot of margin for error.
Swanland says this is a Clover ass game.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
That's a good way to describe it, Swanland. That's a really good job, man. That's exactly. Not as a diss, just as they took risks. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it does. Yeah, and usually Grasshopper games cost like 10 to 15 million to make, and this one I think costs a lot more.
Yeah, this looks like more than that.
But this is 100% linear. It's not like it's a Metroidvania where you're like getting a new weapon and going back and unlocking some door. It's not like Metroid Prime or anything like that. It's generally straightforward. They give you the stuff that you need right before you need it, or while you're fighting the boss, the stuff is spawning that you need.
Vincent says it was first teased in the PS5 reveal and was scheduled to come out in 2021.
Yeah.
5 years late.
And it's still coming.
But it made it.
I mean, most publishers would have canceled this game in that amount of time. They'd have been like, this isn't coming together.
Capcom sees something worthwhile in this.
It does. And I'll be honest, man, I had fun playing it. I really did. There's no other game like it. There really is no other game you've played that's like it. The closest thing I can relate to it is probably Eternal Darkness, because much like Eternal Darkness, like the enemies move.
Where's my remake of that, by the way?
Seriously, the enemies move very slow, and so you have time. Like Eternal Darkness, like you could decapitate the enemies. When you first started playing, you're like, oh my God, the room's full of 20 zombies. But after you play,
like, oh,
and then you realize they don't really move. Like this, seriously, this game is kind of like that, where it's like at first you're like, oh my God, I can't get through this puzzle. Eventually you realize...
Yeah, it's sort of like when you're falling down a bottomless pit and you're screaming at first, but then you're like, oh, this is what's going to happen forever. Like,
I'm just going to keep falling. Yeah. Seriously. But I enjoyed my time with this. Like the The dynamics between the astronaut and Diana are awkward. Like, at the end when you defeat the boss, it's intentionally awkward because she's an android and doesn't understand humans. So you go to give her a high five, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I don't even know what that means. So there's this weird kind of, like, disconnect between him and her. The whole objective of the game is to get back to Earth. You're stranded on this moon base.
This game, I mean, that kind of thing, part of this game is so clearly Last of Us inspired that it's not even funny. Just the fish out of water thing for the android that doesn't know how humans work is a classic trope.
Yeah. And that's kind of the story, is like you teaching her humanity, at least based upon what I've played so far.
So is this like post-apocalyptic or something, or
no? You've gone to the moon to investigate. You get there, and like the moon base, everyone's gone or missing. They don't give you an opening cinematic.
Wasn't one of the trailers like they were in like Times Square?
Yeah.
And like
so
it's
the
all
objective is to get back to Earth, and I don't know if eventually you get back to Earth, and Earth has gone haywire too with this stuff. I don't know. But there's no opening cinematic in this to set the story up at all. Like, it literally starts, and the android girl is just kneeling in the middle of a room. You're like, what the hell's going on? So I only know bits about the plot from researching the game and little interviews that Capcom has done and stuff like that. So it is 100% linear. It's not like a big mind-bending game. Like, once you get the handle on how the combat works and how the gunplay works, it didn't feel that challenging to me. Like, I walked through this demo pretty easily. You're seeing now that you also have like a hover, so you can jump once and you can jump again, and you just kind of like hover and slowly drift down.
Why that doesn't burn his pants off, we will
I
never
don't know. So there's some light platforming in this as well, but otherwise what you're seeing right here is pretty much what is the entire demo. It's like you go here, you get this thing, you beat this enemy, a switch unlocks, you go back to where the door unlocked, you go through the door. There's no latitude in how you tackle the game. Everything kind of happens in a predetermined order. Here you can see that there are mid-level checkpoints that you can activate, so you have to go back and start from the beginning, and they're pretty generous. There you can see some of the different guns that I have. The gun on the top you always have, and it has unlimited ammo. The other guns actually take ammo. Stasis Net is this thing that you can shoot, and it will basically, well, here it is, perfect. I'm using it right now. You can freeze enemies and they'll stand in place, giving you even more time to kind of work through the puzzle elements and stuff like that.
A little bit of dead space. We're good.
For sure. So this game does blend a lot of, I mean, think about how many games we just compared this game to, Matt. Like 4 or 5 different ones. So it definitely takes inspiration from a lot of different things, but somehow still manages to be kind of its own thing at the same time. And I think probably the big thing that's going to drive people forward in this game is the mystery. You know, who is she? Is she trying to keep you from returning to Earth? Is she actually your ally? All that kind of stuff I think will probably create the intrigue to keep people playing. But I really enjoyed my time playing this demo. Again, there's a demo on Steam right now. You can go play it yourself if you want to. Game looks good, obviously. I'm not sure the graphics settings. I think this was just default. Maybe it read my rig and did its thing. I don't know. But it looks real good. And it's going to scale because this is also coming to Switch too, as you can tell by the upper third there. So yeah, this game engine, I mean, Capcom's game engine's pretty good for that. Honestly, Resident Evil Requiem's coming to Switch too as well. So the RE engine definitely is versatile.
Yeah, the RE engine may be one of the most solid tool sets anyone's ever made for like versatile development. Like it's Unreal level.
It really is. Yep.
I mean, you can always kind of tell when it's an RE engine, but it's like I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't either. It's not as obvious.
It's just more like it's like Capcom has a house style. Okay, like who cares?
Yeah.
But like it just does pretty much anything they want it to do, and it does it well.
Eth Demon says that NVIDIA confirmed it will launch with path tracing. So it has all the gimmicks and the bells and whistles that you associate with modern games. And again, it is a Capcom game. Capcom's usually pretty good at that. Let me just skim forward a little bit in the B-roll here so you can start seeing some of the other stuff instead of that same battle. But yeah, there's chests that you open and you get stuff, health, things like that, ammo for weapons. Although the way the ammo and items work in this, they lay on the ground and you pick them up and you kind of refill your bag with them instead of actually picking them up. It's like when you see like a weapon or something on the ground, when you pick it up, it only takes as many from what's on the ground as you can hold, basically. You can see you just there's a different puzzle solving thing for flipping switches and stuff like that. But it's very simple. Like it's basically just like a little QuickTime event that pops up in the top right. And you just tap Y, B, A, or whatever. And she does her thing. Because she's like an android, so she can hack doors and do all the sciencey stuff. and you're sort of the brute force. So you're a pretty good combo when it's all said and done. I'll just skip forward very quickly to the boss fight here, so you can kind of see how the boss fights work. In this, eventually in this game, you build up a meter, and then you can click both sticks and do kind of a super. And the only way you were able to do that in the demo is in this boss fight. So I don't know if it's like a context-sensitive thing where you click the sticks, and depending on the enemy, it changes what she does. But with this boss, once you build up the meter and you click the two sticks together, she will leave you and jump up onto the robot and like rip open a panel and like stuff some stuff down into it and like blow it up. So in that way, she becomes a lot more active in the combat of the game versus just you kind of going through the puzzles or whatever. So again, this demo is up on Steam. You can download it for yourself and give it a go. And I had a lot of fun with it, honestly. I was pleasantly surprised by this game, and it's coming out soon, so it'll be something to look forward to here in the early part of the year. It's called Pragmata, and it's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Switch 2. What do you think of it, Matt, watching this B-roll?
I mean, I think it looks cool. I obviously haven't played it yet, but like, it always looked visually interesting.
Yeah,
going way back.
So this is what I was talking about. This is her special right here, and she just kind of you click both the sticks, and she does her thing.
I still don't fully believe him. It's not a Mega Man game.
Really?
She's a little human-looking android wearing a blue outfit.
I mean, it would be really cool if this was a Mega Man game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. If it suddenly at the end turns out to be like, oh, I finally finished the mission for you, Dr. Light. Like, it'd be like, yeah, I'm not shocked by that. Thank you.
I'll just say, having played this demo, I would be really surprised if it's a Mega Man game. There was no hints at it at all.
Yeah, but it doesn't it kind of feel like it would be like a perfect response to that like,
totally
hardcore
get
Pac-Man
what you're saying.
game.
Yep, I totally get it. But
like we've reinvented Mega Man. I mean, not that this would be Mega Man going forward, but I would love the idea that this is just like set in that universe for no good reason.
Yeah,
you know.
But now that I've played it, You're
going against rogue robots. I mean, come on.
I think it'll be okay if it's its own IP and it's not Mega Man.
But it would be fun if like just a little like Dr. Light reference shows up.
I don't think Capcom would ever attach such a niche concept or idea to Mega Man.
I mean, you say that, but then there's Mega Man Legends.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Which, where's my fucking collection of those 3 games, by the way?
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. That's Pragmata. Again, it's coming to pretty much every modern platform, and it's coming here in a couple months.
Yeah, also, it's a bomber jacket that's blue.
That's
the blue
true.
Bomber jacket. Come on. They're lying to us to preserve the surprise.
Nightwing asks, can you stasis the boss? I'm not 100% sure what they're asking.
You did throw the yellow sphere on him briefly.
Oh, he meant the netting?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that netting on bosses and pause them as well.
Yeah, I saw you do that.
Yeah. It's very strategic. But again, the game was pretty easy, so I didn't necessarily need that stuff, but who knows?
I'm sure it will matter later.
It could, yeah. So there you go. That is Pragmata. Again, give it a go for yourself if you want to. A demo is available on PC. Next up, a game that Matt and I think we may have a difference of opinion on this one. And it is Terminator 2D No Fate. It is a 2D trip through the film, pretty much.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't say shot for shot, but every important scene's pretty much in there.
And a bunch of scenes that didn't happen.
That's true, actually, yeah. And they're in the proper sequence from the film, so you definitely get the vibe as you're playing it. Production values, typical indie game.
These are cut above your typical indie game, I think.
You think so?
Well, at least in the sense that they licensed all the music.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And they licensed all the likenesses except Arnold's.
Right.
Who probably would have doubled the budget of the game if they did that. So I get it.
Yeah.
His face in the dialogue stuff is all kind of black, like blurred, kind of black, like skulled out until the final scene at the end, and then he's all ripped up in half metal skull, so you can't really tell. It doesn't really, so you wouldn't need to license the likeness for that.
Yeah.
But they licensed. They licensed Bad to the Bone for the boss fight in the bar, but my favorite part is they licensed the weird country song that's playing on the jukebox in the background when he beats all the people up in the bar.
Right.
I'm like, is that the song? And it is. So I'm like, And I appreciate that. Like, if you watch this, like the way that guy falls out of the window, that's a reference to the RoboCop arcade game, the '80s Robo. Like, there's so many references to old arcade games in this game. Like, there are references to old RoboCop. There's references to the Sega CD Terminator game. There's like the people who made this game love old movie video game stuff. Like, and there's a lot of visual references to stuff like that. That's a lot of fun.
It is a great homage to the films. There's no doubt about it. I also love how it's one of the rare 2D games that has a cover system in it. Like, I don't understand why more 2D shooters don't do that.
I don't know. Like, Flashback did that like 30 years ago. Like, use it.
I don't understand it. I love it in this, though. Yeah. There are even boss fights that make use of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff in it.
I mean, the game is really flipping cool. Like, and I think it does a good job of representing all the important scenes from the film. I think it handles them with kids' gloves. It's not going to offend fans of the films or the IP.
No. Although I think you play as Sarah Connor so much in this, I can see a bunch of the grifter people being like, it's woke because you play as Sarah.
The woman.
You really don't play the Terminator much.
No.
Really only that one level.
Yeah. Do you think that would piss people off, though?
Probably not. I mean, like playing as a Terminator is kind of boring because you can't win.
Right.
Like, you can't lose, rather. Like even in the Terminator level, where you in the the bar battle, every time you get hit, you just lose time.
Yeah,
like you don't lose life. They can't hurt you.
I mean, I found this game to be very easy. It's extremely on the default setting.
It's extremely easy, except for the mental hospital level, where if you get caught, it's an instant kill.
Oh yeah,
and then you have to
that was more annoying though than anything.
Oh yeah.
But generally, it's pretty easy to just kind of waltz through this, and I think that's on purpose.
It is on purpose. Like, you're supposed to because there's a you go through the game once and it goes through the events of the movie, and then when you go through it again, you can choose alternate choices that didn't happen in the movie and get a different future. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily a better one.
Right.
You could get an alternate path, and then there's an arcade mode which gives you no continues, and you just have to go through the whole game. Which again, you can probably finish once you know what you're doing. You can probably finish this game in like 40 minutes.
I finished it in like 90 minutes. My first time through.
Yeah, but
and that is my big complaint with this game, is that I finished it in 90 minutes.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not gonna just play this once.
Yeah.
Because I want to go through. I go through and got the alternate stuff, and I will probably go back and play this later again because it's so short and it's so easy and it feels so good to play. It's a nice little.
I really enjoyed my time with
it. I think it's about $10 too much for what they're asking.
Yeah.
But like,
I may even go lower than that, but
I do think it is as successful what they were doing. I think it's an incredibly successful piece of work.
I just wish there was more work.
I don't know what much else there would be, because I feel like it was about as long as it should be.
Well, the problem is that it's a video game based on a movie that's 90 minutes long.
Right.
So if you make the game longer than the film, what are you doing, right?
Yeah. Like, the only thing I could think would be maybe you add the first movie too, but then you're really just looking at adding a bunch more Future War stuff, like a couple levels of Kyle Reese in L.A.
and
the Terminator showdown in the steel mill. Probably a drive. I mean, the driving sequences in this are actually surprisingly not terrible.
Yeah. In a lot of games like this, they are.
Yeah. It's but it's basically it's a little fan fest for Terminator 2. If you love Terminator, also if you like the Terminator 2 soundtrack, there are some banger remixes and covers of Brad Fiedel's Terminator theme in this, which are fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like this.
I really like it too.
It's too expensive for what it is.
I just have problems recommending someone buy it.
But keep an eye on it for sales later, basically, is what I would say.
I mean, I think this game should be $20 max.
No, I agree with that. Is it 40?
I think it's 40, yeah.
It shouldn't be 40.
Yeah.
It should be 20.
20 max is what I would pay for this.
But again, I think some of the licensing is what's driving that up.
Oh, of course. I mean, I get it. But if you are a fan of this film, or Terminator in general, you're going to love this.
Swan Senpai was €18.
Oh, really? I thought I paid $40 for it.
I don't remember paying $40 for that. I feel like I would remember that.
Yeah. Well, 20 is about right. So if that's what they're actually charging for it now, I would actually recommend it, because I'd be okay with paying $20 for this game.
Yeah, $20 is the right. Did I pay? Was that $20? I can't remember. I bought this a month and a half ago or something.
Because I love the craftsmanship and the way that they've worked with the film, and I feel like everything's represented very well. And I think it also...
It's 30.
Okay.
On Steam.
And was it 40 at first?
There's no way.
Really?
There's no way.
Okay.
I wouldn't have paid 40 for this.
But yeah, so once you get it down, once it goes down $10, and that'll probably be 2 months from now, 3 months from now. Like, I'd be cool paying $20 for this if you're a fan of Terminator and you know what you're getting into.
Obviously. I mean, it's a fan game.
Yeah,
it's for fans.
If you don't care about Terminator, I might wait till it's 10.
If you don't know anything about Terminator 2, you're probably like, what is happening?
I might wait till it's 10.
It doesn't make a whole lot of effort to like do that.
I mean, it still is a fun game to play, even if you don't know what Terminator is. If you're into these types of games, like, it's still fun. Like, and the craftsmanship's there. But you definitely get way more out of it if you understand the film and you know sort of the mythos and everything behind Terminator, all the little catchphrases. Because as to your point, there are a bunch of Easter eggs in this game for sure.
It's a love letter to Terminator, but it's also a love letter to like these old arcade style games.
Yeah,
and these old those. Someone who loved the old RoboCop games and all those. Like, there's a lot of references in here that. It's sort of like, imagine if those old RoboCop and Terminator games played as well as you remember them playing.
Yeah. This one actually does.
Because they don't, and this one does.
This one does. Yeah, I agree with that. Legacy says it was 10% off for the first week on PlayStation Plus. Yeah,
okay,
so
I think it probably was also on Steam, I think. I don't remember paying full price for that. But
And Swan Senpai says there are some behind-the-scenes videos on YouTube if you're interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, a well-executed game. I just wish there was a little more content. And you're right, Matt. Probably the only way to do that is to include the first film.
Yeah, or the subsequent films, and nobody wants that.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think anyone's interested in that at all, sadly. I feel like they could revive that franchise, though, and people would go see it.
Well, I have an idea for a sequel that would do it.
Really?
But nobody calls me. So.
Funny how that works out. So anyway, yeah, this is I would recommend it definitely for $10 if you're not a Terminator fan. If you can find it for $20 and you are a Terminator fan, buy it, no doubt. For me, $30 still a little bit rich for my blood for the amount of playtime you get out of it. But you're right, Matt. If you are a hardcore fan, you're probably going to play it again.
Yeah, I can't imagine not playing this more than once because you got the alternate path, you got the arcade mode, you got boss rush stuff, and it's just fun to do. Like,
it's fun and the commitment's low. You know?
Yeah, and there are many difficulty levels.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you can put it up. I think at least 2 more difficulty levels. Maybe
I didn't
3.
try that. Did you?
Yeah, they take more hits, and you take fewer.
Okay,
it's just standard difficulty stuff.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of Contra references.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of good vibes in this game. I guess that's a good way to put it. Like, there's just a lot of like moments you're like, oh, yeah, I see what you did there.
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good to play. It's fun, and if you love Terminator, I think you're gonna love it. So. That's where I would ultimately land on this one. $10 if you're not a fan, $20 if you are, and I think you'll be happy.
I mean, if you're not a fan, I don't know why you'd even want to play this.
Really?
I mean, unless you're like a fan of these kind of old shooter things, in which case, how did you not see Terminator by now?
Yeah, that's a good point. There are kids that like nostalgic games, though, retro games.
Okay.
Most of my nieces and nephews aren't that way, but there are people who do, believe it or not, that aren't our age in their 40s or 50s or whatever. So... Anyway, there you go. That is Terminator 2D, No Fate. It is available for pretty much everything. You can get it for pretty much every platform, no matter which one you spend most of your time on.
Here's your direct Contra reference.
Yep. Yeah. And there's the boss fight with the cover system, too.
Yeah.
There's actually a couple that use
There's several.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That's it for Terminator 2D, No Fate. Next up. Maybe the biggest surprise over the holiday, other than the unfortunate passing of Vincent Pella, was that several journalists in Europe, Matt, are reporting that there is going to be new DLC for The Witcher 3 coming out this year. Do you believe this?
Yeah.
You do?
Because I know why it's happening.
Well, it's for The Witcher 4, right?
Not entirely. This is apparently being ordered by one of the heads of CD Projekt Red because if he can get the revenue of the company up this year, his dividends will manifest at a higher rate.
Are you kidding me?
Which is like, and like there was somebody posting about this. It's like, this is why it's happening. Like, who fucking cares? Yeah,
right.
Company makes money. Like, yeah, that's the point of the. I don't give a shit why it's happening. If they're gonna give us a DLC as good as Blood and Wine, that's a lead into the marketing for Witcher 4. Fucking bring that shit on. I am all in on that.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I mean, here we are, 8 years later.
Yeah, I mean, also consider that, like, Witcher's kind of a cool franchise at this point. Yeah. It's been 10 years. There has, no real action in that sense. And it's probably time to remind people why it's a great game.
It's, to me, the only publisher that puts out DLC for games that are 10 years old or around that is Bandai Namco. Like, all its Dragon Ball and One Piece games, like, they support those games with DLC for literally a decade, but nowhere else can I think of story DLC releasing for a game 8 years later.
The only thing I can think of is Titan Quest. When Nordic bought that,
right?
They suddenly put out an expansion for that.
That's right.
Out of nowhere.
I forgot about that.
Like, but 2 expansions. Yeah, but it's obviously very rare.
Yeah, but otherwise, like, it just doesn't happen. Like, it's
Skyrim, I guess. Like every time you do a new version of that.
And look, I'm not complaining either. More of The Witcher 3, absolutely. My game of the year for 2017.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Was that the year it came out?
2015.
2015, yeah. Our first year. Yeah, I mean, it was my game of the year. So it's 10 years later, not 8 years.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Age of Empires 2.
But awesome. When they first started reporting it, I didn't believe it because it was just one guy who said, oh, I hang around with developers at the pub in Poland and I heard this or whatever. And then people started corroborating it. They're like, oh, well, I heard that too, but I wasn't going to say anything until I had another source. And now that I have the other source, I can also report that there is DLC coming for The Witcher 3.
This is where Video Games also points out that No Man's Sky.
Right. How old is No Man's Sky
turning
now?
10 in August.
Is turning 10 soon? Yeah, so that's another one. But it is definitely an anomaly, out of the ordinary, for sure, for this to happen.
Yeah, more Witcher 3?
No problem. Not a problem. Yeah, seriously. What does that say about The Witcher 4? That it's maybe not that far away?
No, it says it's very far away.
You think so?
If we are playing The Witcher 4 before 2030, I will be very pleased.
Yeah.
And surprised.
I would think if they were going to do that, they would wait a little longer for the DLC.
No, you want this to go, and you'll be able to put that. And again, remember, they said 3 Witcher games in the next 6 years. That means at least one of them is going to be between now and Witcher 4, and that's probably going to be a remake of one or two.
Yeah.
Probably one. They've been threatening a remake of one for
Do you think that this DLC is what they were talking about? It was one of the things?
Probably not. That's not they said game, not DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could stretch it to mean that, but that's odd.
Yeah.
They didn't say Witcher projects. They said games.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But like my guess, if you're gonna make 2 more Witcher games in that interim, and I know you can't. It's either one of them. Either you're making like Gwent spin-offs, or you're making remakes of the other 2 games. And it seems like remakes of the other 2 games would be more future-proofed because Witcher 2 you can play on the Xbox, but it's not really available to anyone outside of the PC. And I don't know if you've tried to play Witcher 1 recently, but no.
I have not. But I know what you're talking about.
Do not attempt it, because I loved Witcher 1, and that was brought me into. I mean, I was a big advocate of Witcher 1, and I tried to replay the Witcher 1 like 2 years ago, and it was just like, no, this is not happening. It's a modded to within an inch of its life version of the Neverwinter Nights engine, and it's just
Like, Sidotike's asking if we'll see a Witcher 3 remaster.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a 4K version or like an Ultra HD version of it or something.
This B-roll...
That really pretty much already exists on PC with mods.
Well, this B-roll, this PS5 B-roll is from the special PS5 version they put out.
I mean, it already looks really good.
It does, yeah.
You don't need to do much to it.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, again...
It runs well, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is only, a year and a half or 2 years old, this PS5 version, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's not that old. So, it's possible, for sure. And again, you're printing money.
Yeah, I mean,
anything you do to this game,
it's a good time to release something like that. It's like, here's the Witcher 3 Definitive Edition, or whatever, with the new DLC included.
Yeah,
it's a reason to charge $70.
Yep.
All 3 DLC. I mean, that's a lot of game.
It is.
$70.
Hell yeah. Pleasant surprise, though. I never would have guessed this was going to happen. Again, when I saw the reporting at first, I was like, that's BS.
No, it surprised me. Also, CD Projekt Red doesn't give a shit what standard procedure is. So.
To be fair, though...
I mean, they released Cyberpunk a year before it was done.
Yeah.
That's my thing about Witcher 4 is, like, remember, it took them 4 years to make Cyberpunk, and really it took 5.
Yeah.
And Witcher 4 has reportedly been in full development for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
There's a long time left to go.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this could be one of the biggest releases of 2026.
Yeah, this could be one of the biggest Switch 2 releases of 2026.
Seriously. You think it'll put it out on Switch 2 still?
I think so.
Yeah.
You can make this run on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it wouldn't be the Ultra HD version or whatever.
Yeah.
But a game from 2015 absolutely can run on the Switch 2.
You'd hope. I don't know, though. Vincent seems convinced. He says, I'm sure we'll get a Switch 2 version. We'll see.
I think so.
But what a pleasant surprise this is. Like, it's a nice little Christmas gift. All this news broke over the holiday, so it was a nice little holiday surprise.
Yeah,
I missed all the other horrible stuff that was happening to me.
I've been looking for a reason to play Witcher 3 for a 5th time. Let's do it.
Yep.
I've been through this game so many times, and it does not get old.
It still holds up.
Every couple of years, I play it again.
Because I think a big part of it is that, like, when you dive into the corners of the game, that's when it gets really good.
Yeah. Like, every time I play that Bloody Baron quest, I'm just like, this is maybe the best RPG quest in the history of console gaming.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like the more you dive into the stuff that other people don't even bother to play, the better it is.
Yeah.
So,
like, it is unbelievable that quest is not part of the main quest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the major side quests in Witcher 3 are as good as almost any other RPG's main quest.
But that's one of the things that I thought that, like, made this game great.
Yeah.
Is that the side quests matter. Like, they feel like they put as much work in it as they did everything else. Like, so, yeah.
It's impossible to... I mean, the hunts tend to be pretty simple, like, go kill thing, come back with thing. But, like, the major side quests are just as good as anything in the main quest. Sometimes better, I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot. And I think... And talk about, like, DLC that delivers. I think Blood and Wine is the best thing in this game. I think Blood and Wine is better than the rest of the game. For the most
probably.
Part. Like,
yeah.
it's the. I mean,
this DLC may be the best content from Witcher 3.
You never know. I mean, and who knows? It's the first new information about Witcher 3. It's going to tease you for Witcher 4. It's going to have some good stuff. Some good.
They did say
stuff.
that this is like a transition, like a transitory sort of release. It is supposed to get you ready for Witcher 4.
Yeah.
So, because there's some things that kind of need to happen to set up Witcher 4, it seems like.
And we're going to have to see what ending they go with.
Right.
Because there's multiple endings, and you wonder if they're going to make a canon one, or, like, is this going to have, like, a thing where you can import the final save to Witcher 4, and that'll take into account what you did in Witcher 3?
That'd be sweet.
Because they did do some of that in the other games.
Yeah. Yep. Also, people, we got some good news. It only took 2/3 of the show, but... we got you
Yay.
in chat.
We got a half a chat.
Unfortunately, YouTube, we still can't get you guys in. I've talked about this before. There's like the way YouTube does streams, it creates like these sessions, and once the sessions moved on, you can't go back to it, or anyway. But we do have you guys in chat on Twitch for the rest of the episode at least. So as you guys chime in, we'll be sure to throw to you guys for the rest of the show now. Okay, so there you go. That's surprise DLC for The Witcher 3. Next up, Insider Gaming is reporting. Actually, no, this information comes from Jez Corden
right?
from Windows Central. He is crazy. Like, he gets the scoop on everything. Everything. It's nuts. I don't know who he knows. I've talked about this before. I don't know who he knows or how he knows all this stuff. But he knows it, but he does not, like, parlay it. Like, he will write an article with a headline completely unrelated to anything, and then you start reading the article and he starts dropping these bombs in there, and you're like, bro, you buried the lead. Like, that should be the name of the article. Then he'll go on Twitter and just give away scoops that like IGN would kill for. Like, I admire him. Like, it's really awesome to watch him operate. He doesn't care. He's like, I don't care about your traffic. Like, I'm just going to do the things the way I want to do them, and I'm going to break this awesome news.
He's the honey badger of video game reporting.
He really is. He killed it again over the holiday break. He just unleashed this flurry, blizzard, I would say, of game announcements.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. The first one he said is that there's a Fallout 3 remake coming, which is something I think you have mentioned and requested in the past.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Past time. Especially if you're not going to get Fallout 5 out until 2034 or something.
Which is what it seems like.
Yeah.
They did just say they greenlit Fallout 5.
But you absolutely have to have something people can buy alongside the TV show that isn't Fallout 76, because guess what happens when someone who liked the TV show picks up Fallout 76? They go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because they don't understand how anything works. Like, having Fallout 3 and New Vegas there in a playable modern form is absolutely the right move here.
And Matt just broke the other part of it, which is there's also a Fallout New Vegas remake / remaster. That's
well, and he's saying
that
they might put them in the same bundle.
Oh, really?
So they might come
As
together.
one package.
Yeah.
I missed that somehow. But Fallout 3 remake and Fallout New Vegas remake.
hopefully Fallout New Vegas remake with a lot of stuff fixed.
Right.
Because
it needs it, yeah.
It's hard. It's almost impossible to play that on a console because of how buggy it still is.
Yeah.
You can play it on PC and mod it to hell and back to fix all the stuff, but like a remake of New Vegas would be massive, especially because the new season is basically New Vegas. So like that's the game you'd want to be selling people that like the show right now.
Yeah. Just so you know, Jez Corden, I cannot think of a single scoop that has been untrue.
Yeah, he's generally on target from what I remember.
He's got a great source somewhere that feeds him this stuff. So there's...
It's Todd.
Maybe. I mean, it may be. Who knows? It's a Fallout 3 remake, Fallout New Vegas remake, and then he also said that, and this was crazy to me, that there is a StarCraft shooter on the way. And I was like, what? And then I realized there was a store. We actually had curated something about that like a couple years ago. And I was like, there it is. Wow, it's on SIFTD. It's been on SIFTD for 2 years. And it was just a rumor back then. And here comes Jez off the top rope. Yeah, this is totally true. This is totally happening. Now, obviously, what you're seeing here is footage of StarCraft Ghost, the mythical third-person shooter based on StarCraft from, was that the 360 era? Or was it the... I think it was 360 era.
That was 360.
Yeah.
This definitely is not a PS1 game.
And it was eventually canceled and never released, but a total full build of it ended up coming out. That's where this footage came from. The game was kind of done, and they just canceled it.
Same with that was that Warhammer Adventures or Warcraft Adventures, that game that they just sort of killed. I mean, Blizzard is not afraid to kill something. That's for sure.
Especially, this didn't look that bad.
No, it didn't, but it does look a little N64-y.
Yeah.
It
looks like it was worked on before.
I think it was.
Xbox 360.
I think I remember seeing this at the first E3 I ever went to, or at least
really?
I've seen it mentioned. I don't. That wasn't demoed or
Interesting.
anything,
but apparently
those are very long arms,
yeah,
dear.
They really are. I didn't notice that.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised, considering how well Warhammer 40K is doing right now.
Yeah.
It seems like it's if I'm Blizzard, I'm like, yeah, we should be putting some StarCraft. Basically, StarCraft is Warhammer 40K with a numbers filed off, serial number filed off. You might as well. I mean, if they're cleaning up with Space Marine and shit, you might as well be putting out a StarCraft shooter.
Yeah. I think that the shooter that's making the rounds they're talking about is like an MMO, open world type thing, like a Destiny-ish type take on it.
I mean, I guess that makes the most sense to adapt an RTS into, because then you still have a kind of a team option.
You still have the base aesthetic of the IP there.
Yeah, I mean, I figure you got to be playing the Terran Federation or whatever they were. I don't remember StarCraft very well. Well, that was the humans and the alien xenomorph people and the psychic people, the Protoss.
Yeah. They've kind of abandoned it. I mean, how long has it been since the last StarCraft? It's been over a decade at this point.
Yeah.
And there's no rumblings about a new one. I haven't heard anything about it.
You know something's old when I remember having to write segments about it on
Seriously.
X-Play. That was a long time ago. It has been now been longer since they fired us from G4 than I worked on that show.
Yeah.
12 years.
Khalib Twilai says, it makes me mad because I wanted to replay New Vegas after Season 1 and made me hate Bethesda. Yeah. Well, you have to wait a little bit longer to replay New Vegas. At least I would wait until they actually work.
I mean, if you have it on PC, you can mod it into something that works properly. Yeah, I did it. It takes a while, and you gotta go look. You basically Google essential mods for New Vegas, and you find multiple articles that have lists of here's all the things that fix all the bugs, here's all the things that let you choose to rebalance this or rebalance that. I always give myself more perks per level because I feel like you don't get enough to see enough cool shit in the game. And it works just fine. I played through it, no technical problems once that was all done. It's just you got to have a slightly beefy PC to do it because you are running so much extra stuff in the background for it.
On top of the game.
Like that Starfield Star Wars mod, you have to add an 80 gig page file to that to give it basically more VRAM to run properly. And it does run. I mean, my computer runs that fine after that. But it's that mod plus Starfield plus the page file plus the extra memory you have to give it. I think it's using 400 gigs on my hard drive on my SSD.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's a crazy amount of memory space.
That is
required.
crazy. What's really crazy though is how far along this game was and they just canned it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you could
it doesn't look bad.
No, I mean for that era.
Although that climbing animation has some questions.
Yep, but it wasn't good enough for Blizzard, and so they canceled it. So it'll be interesting to see what they do deem as good enough when we finally get a look at this StarCraft
Apparently
shooter.
Overwatch wasn't good enough for them either, because they killed that too.
That's a good point, actually. We're not done, though. Jez had more. He also said that there's a mobile Warcraft game that's being worked on, which that'll make the Warcraft fans happy.
Yeah, somewhere the monkey's paw curls another finger. You wanted another Warcraft.
Yeah.
Don't you guys have phones?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, if I was Blizzard, I would never make another mobile game ever
I wouldn't
after that.
either, but apparently they're going to try again because there's just too much money. You have to. I mean, it's just, you can't leave that market sitting there. And then, I don't think Jez reported this, but it's some other reporting from another outlet. Wolfenstein 3 is also in development. It just started being worked on at Machine Games.
Needed more than ever.
Yes, I mean, that game should have came out a year ago. We had a chance to fight virtual Nazis. Now we get to fight them in real life. So anyway, Wolfenstein 3 is in development in Machine Games. I really thought they might give them some leeway to do something else. Because it doesn't feel like those games sell especially well.
I don't think they do, but again, I feel like the timing is unquestionable.
Yeah.
Like, what if I was Machine Games? If I was Machine Games, I'd be like, you know what? I feel like there's probably a market for this right now.
There definitely is. There's a certain segment of the audience that will be very motivated to buy the game.
Yes.
And another segment that will not buy it at all. So we'll see how that shakes out. But anyway, it does look like Wolfenstein 3 is in full development. So there you go. Big updates on what's going on at Microsoft Studios and Xbox exclusives that are not going to be exclusives. They'll end up, as I said earlier, being probably multi-platform from day one. So there you go. Next up, something that I think may be the worst decision that I've seen in quite some time, coming off of a really positive period, and that is that Silent Hill, according to Konami, is going to become an annual or mostly annual franchise.
This is how you stop making games the first time, boys.
This is how you ruin the one IP you have left that people care about.
Yeah, you can't, well, especially Silent Hill, you can't force it. You can't, like, come up with a new Silent Hill. Like, you either come up with a new, I mean...
They can't do it with Call of Duty.
No, and it's like you wouldn't like Silent Hill F doesn't come about because someone has to do a pitch to a deadline.
Yeah,
like that's like Silent Hill F was the result of someone's lifetime trauma being spilled out onto a digital page.
Or 10 years of Konami trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are we gonna do with this?
Like, it just feels like you're gonna fall right into that same trap of like Homecoming and Downpour and all. It's just like, okay, you're just gonna repeat the same thing over and over.
Konami got high on its own supply. The Silent Hill 2 remake, closely followed by Silent Hill F, both great.
Oh, hey, Goldmine. You know what? How about you just get Metal Gear Solid 4 off the PS3 and leave us alone with all this annual shit?
Because that's going to take you about 10 years.
Yeah.
So you get at it. Like I don't mind like a Silent Hill game every 3 or 4 years. The normal cycle.
Or give like Bloober Team, have Bloober Team be remaking 1 now, and now maybe they get to remake 3 next, and then stop.
Yeah. And then
stop.
Maybe, I mean, look, if they can keep making games as good as Silent Hill F, like I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy
but I don't
Silent
feel like
Hill
you
F.
get a Silent Hill F every year.
No.
And even if you did,
I wouldn't play it.
Like, I love Assassin's Creed. I don't think many of the Assassin's Creed games are actually bad.
Yeah.
But I got tired of playing them every October after like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point at which that's enough.
Yep. And particularly with games like this, horror games, there's a limit, the average player of how many horror games a player. I love horror games, I love horror movies, but like I need like 3 a year, max.
I think Silent Hill should be more of an event.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be something you expect. It should be like, oh, there's a new Silent Hill coming.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's it going to be about this time? Like that's the type of conversation you need.
And
around
even
the game.
Capcom has learned that.
Yep.
Like we don't, Resident Evil is an annual.
Yep.
Like even with the remakes, it's not annual.
No.
Like it's
best
still
case scenario is once every 2 or 3 years.
About every 2 years,
Yeah.
around the same time, around February, March. But like you look forward to it instead of like dreading having to go through that again.
Or just being like, really again already? Like,
and I mean, I guess we're finally gonna get the first real test of that when they remake Zero and Code Veronica, because. Man,
they're gonna need some work.
Yeah, like at least the remakes so far have been like good games.
Good games, yeah.
And this one, you're like, oh, you're gonna turn Resident Evil 0 into something I want to play. Can't wait to see how you do that. Like,
I'll say this: looking back through my career, I think Code Veronica is the game where when I reviewed it, the disparity between the score of when I reviewed it to what I would give it now is the highest.
Oh, yeah, that's I mean,
like if I think back, that's the game I was probably hoodwinked by.
Well, that was I remember when Code Veronica came out, I was like, this is the best Resident Evil game.
Me too.
It's not 2D backgrounds. It all works.
Polygonal.
Yeah. It's like a 3D thing. And then they put it out on the 360. I remember my whole like online group was they're all Resident Evil fans. They're all horror fans, way bigger horror fans than I was. But they're all like, "Oh, Code Veronica, best with Code Veronica." And we all loaded it up and went live. And like 3 hours later, everyone was back in the chat. I'm like, I'm gonna stop playing this now. Like no one could. Only one guy finished it because he was like, no, I'm gonna get through it no matter what. Great games are always great games. And we're like,
not this one.
No.
That is definitely one I'm wrong on.
That one occupies some weird transitional fossil state that like just isn't one thing or the other, and it's not functional. Like they need to remake that from the ground up.
Yeah, like they can keep the basic premise of the plot and the things that happen in it, but they still need to rewrite a bunch of stuff.
You're probably not going to be able to get away with a guy cross-dressing as his own sister or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you probably need to address.
Yeah. But I was wrong on that one.
Yeah,
that's the one I was most wrong on ultimately.
I don't know if you were wrong at the time. I mean, these games age terribly.
I'm just saying that review is my review that holds up the least.
I didn't write a review of that, but my opinion of it was when I picked it up again on the 360, like, oh my god, like it was so utterly different.
My partner on Street Level Gaming wrote the review first, and he gave it like gushing 10 out of 10. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna play it now. And I played it, and I was like, oh, I agree with you 100%. It's like, you nailed it. Like, it's freaking the best Resident Evil ever. And you're right. I was caught up in the fact that it had been modernized with polygonal visuals.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a breath of fresh air for Resident Evil.
Because it didn't have fixed camera angles in the way that it used to.
It felt like they were finally catching up to Silent Hill, ironically.
And then.
I mean, Silent Hill is also...
time happened.
Silent Hill's also kind of against the wall on this one because, like, they started with the best one.
Yeah.
Like, you started at the top and there's nowhere to go but down.
They didn't start at 1. They started at 2.
Yeah. As you should. If you're going to remake one of them, you should remake 2.
Yeah.
2 is
you don't even know if it's viable at that point.
And 2 needed it the most. Like, 2 is, like, one of the all-time great horror games that was just not available for modern platforms.
Yeah.
If you only have one Silent Hill available now... 2.
Yeah.
I picked 2.
Yeah, I agree.
I think James's story is way more interesting than the cult nonsense.
I agree.
In 1 and 3.
Yeah.
I like 1 and 3. I really like 3. I think 3 is great, but it's not 2.
So what happens if they do start going annual here with this franchise? What if the next one comes out next year and it's still really great? Like it's as good as Silent Hill F?
Well, I think so. I think the next one we'll get is probably Bloober Team's 1 remake.
I think you're right.
And I think as long as this train can coast until they can get a remake of 3 done, I'm fine with whatever else happens. Like,
Fair enough.
If I got like good remakes of 1, 2, and 3, go have fun.
Yeah.
Go ruin whatever you want to ruin, Konami.
Yeah.
Where is my fucking Castlevania game?
Yeah.
Making something out of everything except that. And what was like Iga's on there talking about how his health is bad and he's got to take care of himself. And he was posting about that. I'm like, that whole group, that whole like party crew of like, you know, like all those guys are. It feels like a lot of people kind of had a little wake up call with Itagaki there.
Because let's be honest, a lot of them were alcoholics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they really are. Itagaki was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like
I think a lot of those guys were like. I mean, they party every night.
Yeah, they do, and it comes calling. Like I have friends in my life that are battling like liver disease and psoriasis of the liver. People that I drank heavily with in college, and that during that whole time of my life, like some people didn't stop.
Right.
Like for me, drinking heavily in college, everybody was doing it. When I left college, I could just stop it. I didn't keep doing it. A lot of my friends kept doing it all this time, and now their livers are shot. So I think a lot of that is happening with a lot of the developers in Japan. That whole circle, like Harada, like, I don't know. I know that Itagaki dying really hit him, and I think for a lot of these people, it's hitting them because they're like, wait a minute,
that's
I lived the same life that guy did.
Yeah, Iga didn't go into specifics in his tweets, but like he said he's had a lot of health issues and was in the hospital or something, and he's like, I got to take care of myself, so I'm gonna step back a little bit.
Maybe Konami could just go to him and be like, hey, like, let's bury the hatchet.
Would you like to make that Battle in 1999 game, like, just before we all call this a day, you know?
Seriously.
Because even if there's no, some of these guys are getting up there in terms of retirement age.
Right. Yeah.
So like, it would be nice to have him. I feel like he still has Battle in 1999 in him. I feel like
believe that
he would still want to make that.
I agree. Yep.
It's like the lost great Castlevania game. Yeah. And I would like to see that. At some point.
Or make one final new Castlevania with Iga at the helm.
Yeah, whatever you want. Order of Ecclesia has nothing to do with any of that and was great.
Yeah.
So whatever he wants to do.
He can still make great Metroidvanias and Castlevanias for real. Like, they need to bury the hatchet.
He's got the team for it.
Yeah.
It's
just
all
hire
right
him,
there.
Konami, do it.
At the very least, put out a fucking collection of of Rondo of Blood and Dracula X and Symphony of the Night. There's no version of Symphony of the Night on PC.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy you can't play Symphony of the Night on PC.
It really is.
What the hell are you doing?
Yep. All right, next up. I feel like we talk about Half-Life 3 once every 8 or 10 months here on GameFace, and here it comes again.
And we will continue to do that for the foreseeable future because this game is never fucking coming out.
Insider Gaming, again, usually very, very reliable, is reporting that Half-Life 3 will be a launch game for the Steam machine. I know people had thrown this around as maybe it's like a pipe dream or whatever. Insider Gaming is saying that the pipe dream is going to be real. Now, I said earlier that I think Steam Machine will bomb. Do I think it will bomb if Half-Life 3 is a launch game? Yeah.
Yeah, because you can just get it on PC.
Yeah. It doesn't change anything. Yeah. And here you're seeing some of the test footage.
Yeah, this is a dress rehearsal.
This was Half-Life 2 Episode 3, where they show off some of the guns that they were going to use in Half-Life 3, like the ice gun and some other cool stuff.
It's like the thing with like the blob enemies.
Yeah. So, do you believe it, Matt?
No.
No?
It would actually probably make some sense, but like, I'll believe Half-Life 3 when I see it.
Me too. I just feel like I have just been bamboozled so many times by it that I just can't trust it anymore.
Also, like, I don't care. Like, I'm over the Half-Life thing. Like, I don't give a shit.
If they could do stuff,
if it ever happens, I'll play it. If it doesn't happen, I'm fine.
Like, if Half-Life 3 does stuff like we're seeing in this demo, I definitely want to play it. Like, that ice gun looked cool as fuck. Like, being able to just spray an ice thing and like Silver Surfer and just like fly around the level on a path of ice that you throw down. That's pretty cool, I think. And this blob technology, this is so old too. That's the crazy part. They had this tech bounding around for how long? And they've done nothing with it. So if this is the type of stuff that would be in Half-Life 3, I'm down and I am very excited. But who knows? It could just be another generic horror shooter, So we'll see. But according to Insider Gaming, we are going to see. It reported this, and again, it is very reliable. That's another outlet. I can't remember where they've ever reported something that wasn't true.
Yeah, I just don't know if Half-Life has the cachet it would need to make a difference in that regard anymore. Half-Life Alyx didn't save anything.
Yeah, but I think if you see some of this footage, it is different. It's not like stuff you're seeing in other shooters. Maybe it generates some interest from people who don't know what the hell Half-Life is. I don't know. It generates interest in me. So if they could get that tech running in a brand new Half-Life game, I'm there. So I hope I'm wrong, but I definitely agree with you. I don't think it's a legit story. Would be the first time for me that Insider Gaming let me down with something that they reported. So we'll see, but that's the story right now from Insider Gaming. Half-Life 3 is going to be a Steam Machine launch game. Next up, good old Naughty Dog, another studio that seems to appear in GameFace once every 10 months, usually for good things, but not always. If you remember, Naughty Dog had issues with crunch dating back to Uncharted 2 through The Last of Us Part 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then they were called out during The Last of Us Part 2, and they put out this statement, we regret, blah, 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 we're going to be better going forward, blah, blah, blah. And now we're getting reporting that mandatory overtime has returned to Naughty Dog for its brand new game, Intergalactic. Are you surprised at this?
No. You don't get results like Naughty Dog without working your people like slaves, basically. Like it's or taking 10 years to make the game. It's one or the other, and they don't have 10 years to make a game.
Yeah.
They got to get this thing. Naughty Dog's got to produce at some point. It's also like disheartening that this is happening now because I think this game is years away.
Yeah, which means it seems like it's still years away.
You're talking about mandatory overtime for years. Years.
I know. That's what really hit me.
Like if you're working on that team, that's got to be the most demoralizing thing you can imagine. It's like I'm going to be doing this for years until this thing is done. Like man.
Again, Sony putting Naughty Dog on a service game was just the dumbest freaking thing it could have ever done.
And I mean, everyone I know who has worked for Naughty Dog or has been involved in Naughty Dog has always said it's not actually a very nice place to work. It's just it's a lot of stress and a lot of work, and there's no scheduling time for anything. But you work there for a certain amount of time to get it on your resume, because once you have Naughty Dog on your resume, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the place everybody wants to go.
Bonfire?
Insomniac.
Oh, Insomniac, yeah.
Everybody, if you can land a job at Insomniac, you're golden.
Or you can go to Bonfire, where you can work there for 10 years and never release a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. No comment.
Yeah, we're tied a little too closely to that one to say too much. but man, there aren't too many studios that can exist for 10 years and never put anything out. That's all I'm going to say on that.
I guess it helps if you are founded by the founders of Blizzard.
Right. They'd have endless pockets. And
endless investors. I mean, everyone's afraid. The investors are probably just afraid they're going to miss the next Warcraft.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I hear you. You're right. Like, if you work in this industry, you hear about working at Naughty Dog from people
like you just don't get that chase scene in Uncharted 4 working 9 to 5.
You don't.
And that is not an excuse. For what it is, but like if you see stuff like that, if you see things like her putting that jacket on screen, so any of that, like
people don't get
that doesn't happen on normal working hours.
No, in most games you just don't show the character putting the jacket on.
Right,
you cut and the jacket's on.
That every time Naughty Dog does that a lot. Did that in Last of Us 2, like Ellie taking her sweater off or whatever. Every time you see a character take clothes off or put clothes on screen, that is flexing.
Yeah.
They are flexing how good they are at what they do. Same with I mean, Insomniac does a little bit when like Spider-Man changes his outfit.
Yeah.
And I mean, one guy I know, his first job at Insomniac, his whole first job as an animator was to make sure that Otto Octavius's turtleneck moved on his neck properly every time he moved his head.
Yep.
That's the level of detail you're talking. That was someone's full-time job.
I know. And is it worth it? The time, the money, the crunch for that.
Probably. I mean, again, I think it's awesome when I see it in the game, but is it worth the human cost?
That's what
probably,
I'm asking.
Almost certainly not.
Yeah.
Did anyone buy that game for the turtleneck?
They didn't even notice it. I mean, that's the thing. Even people who
watch
GameFace won't notice it.
If you do those details right, no one notices.
Right.
That if
you are working hard to make sure people don't notice your work.
If you do it wrong, someone's making fun of the fact that his turtleneck stretches weird when he turns his head.
Yeah.
If you do it right, no one ever says anything about it because it just looks like a normal thing, and it looks effortless.
Yeah.
But it's not effortless. It costs someone 80 hours a week of their life.
I personally don't think it's worth it. I mean, I get it. These are prestige games that, Naughty Dog enjoys working on. It's a badge of honor if you work on them. And like you said, you work at Naughty Dog for 3 years, you can get a job anywhere you want. But
it's also like, would it be all that terrible if Naughty Dog games just looked like Last of Us 2 forever?
Right.
Like, do we have to push this to the bleeding edge every single time?
I would rather get a Naughty Dog game every 4 or 5 years that looks like The Last of Us Part 2.
Under like humane working conditions as best we could make it.
Games still look great. They're not some other god tier level.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be okay with it.
Like, I don't need you to push this beyond what Last of Us 2 already does.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't need you to push it beyond what Uncharted 4 already does.
Because it had some stuff in it that was like, wow. Like, okay. It's a lot of time and money for things that people don't notice.
Maybe like 2 generations from now, you maybe need to reevaluate what that is. But I don't know. The returns are getting less and less on the visuals here.
Yeah.
It's going to be more and more about how you execute.
It really is. Yeah.
Nobody's
buying Arc Raiders because it's an amazing looking game.
No.
That's not why they're buying it. And maybe Naughty Dog.
It doesn't look bad.
No.
But it's not like any kind of cutting edge.
Yeah.
And like, also Minecraft, PUBG, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, these are not cutting edge tech.
Yep, they're not.
But they're the biggest things in the world.
Yeah.
So
the kids don't care, man. They'll play Roblox, man. And those games look awful. I mean, they're literally characters made out of like 6 polygons, and they do not care. It's all about the brain rot. It's all about the topic, the thing that you're doing. They don't care how games look. They really don't. It's definitely a shift from how we've been. So anyway, there you go. Naughty Dog.
I've been watching Jeremy Parish's NES retrospectives, and some of that is not all that much different.
Yeah, it's true.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer would fit right into home at Roblox, let me tell you.
You're right, yep. All right, let's move on. Next up, if you want to hear something more depressing than me talking about how my nieces and nephews did not talk about the Switch 2 the entire time I was around them for 2 weeks, here it is. So every year they put out a report that discusses like what are the most played games on PlayStation platforms. This year, the 5 games that were the most popular games in 2024 were also the most popular games in 2025. And you know what those games are. It's Roblox, it's Minecraft, it's Fortnite, it's Call of Duty multiplayer. Matt, where are we headed?
What's the 5th one?
What'd you say?
What's the 5th one?
Oh, I don't remember, actually. That's a good question.
FIFA?
Maybe. I think
Or
maybe it
Football
is.
Club? EA Football Club?
EA Sports FC, I think. Yeah. But bottom line is, Matt, they don't care. They don't care about new games. They don't care about good-looking games. They don't. They just... Gaming to them, their perspective on playing video games is so different than us. It's like they don't... I was talking to my one nephew. I'm like, I've been trying to buy you normal games. I bought him Tears of the Kingdom. He hardly touched it. But I had bought him Mario Odyssey many years earlier, and he like 100%ed that game. And in fact, came to me one holiday season, was like, I can't get this Last Moon. Can you get it for me? And I couldn't. It was so hard. I couldn't. I mean, I just sat down and was like, no, I can't do it right now. Give me like an hour. Maybe I can get it. But anyway, he was obsessed with Mario Odyssey. I bought him Tears of the Kingdom. He did not care. And now he does not care about games at all. He doesn't even care about Switch 2. Because he has an iPad to play Roblox with brain rot. Like, that's where these kids are at. And so, where are we headed here? If they're playing the same 5 games year after year after year, the industry can't sustain with that.
Well, I mean, you're probably looking at something similar to what comic books are going through, where the median age of a comic book issue buyer is, I think, 59 and goes up every year because there are no new comic issue buyers. And once the generation a little older than us dies off, that's the end of comic books.
Yeah.
Like, they'll have to come up with a different way to come up with, like, they'll have to put them out because trade paperbacks sell. The digital subscribe to Marvel Unlimited and read the issues that way, that sells, that does well. But people who buy actual paper copies of the comic book issue, I mean, I haven't bought an issue of a paper comic in over 15 years.
Wow, I'm surprised to hear that. Actually,
I just use the subscription apps and
I mean, I understand
and
why.
trade paperbacks for stuff I really like.
Yeah.
But like individual issues, like they're like $6 now. Like, I remember when people threw a fit when they became $1.
I know. Yeah.
And now it's like you're paying like almost $10 for this thing that's not even a complete story. So I get it. But like, basically, I think you're looking at the games are going to have to change. And that, I mean, there's people probably from the old days who would look at our story-driven. I mean, there are people who look at the story-driven narrative sort of AAA sort of look of games as horrified, because to them, games should be arcade experiences.
Yeah.
Games should be
quick.
Like
our parents think that the games that we play are too complicated. They're like, oh, there's too many buttons. Like when I played, it was 2 buttons or 1 button and a joystick. Like they've rejected games from the get-go, other than the arcade. Like
every generation has their own idea of what these things should be, and this is just what the younger kids are into. And maybe one day, their kids will rediscover sort of the Last of Us style thing and be like, "Oh, this is awesome. That should be what games are." It might be a cycle. We don't know.
It's very disheartening to me to watch my nieces and nephews play Roblox. It really hurts my soul. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are these? They're brain rot. So what? Like, they're just standing there wiggling around. I don't care. I got the brain rot. It's just, their mindset is just, it's crazy to me. To them, they think I'm crazy. Really? You're going to sit down and play the same game for like 100 hours? Like, it's really interesting how the change of perspective from one generation to the next.
Roblox seems to kind of be like TikTok given.
It is.
Given
it's the TikTok of games.
Form.
Yeah, it really is. Like most of the games, other than like Grow a Whatever Garden, which has the brain rot and all that stuff in it, most of these games they play for like 30 seconds at a time. They move on to something else. But the Grow a Garden stuff, it seems to have stuck. And all my nieces and nephews are playing it and comparing, because the brain rot are like Pokemon, so they're comparing which ones they got and which ones they haven't. And like,
who knew WarioWare was the direction of the future?
Seriously. I mean, we kind of did.
A little bit.
We loved it when it came out. We were like, this is something different. But you're right. That's a good comparison, is WarioWare. Just the micro games, the 1 minute.
Right down to the people, right down to the in-universe, like people making the games are greedy motherfuckers.
Right.
like Wario really is a good stand-in for that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like Fortnite is probably the most traditional game that they play. Because Minecraft is all about building stuff. There's really not a lot of objectives in there. Fortnite, to me, is the most normal thing. But then you watch them play it, and like they hardly play it anymore. Like, my nieces and nephews don't really go out and, like, shoot people anymore.
No, it's a social event.
They stand in a circle and fire off emotes and, like, chat. Like, it's not even about playing Fortnite anymore. It's about hanging out.
It's about Sabrina Carpenter. That's what it's about.
Yeah. So,
but God help you if you show up in your Hatsune Miku.
Seriously.
I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. Like, the kids can play what they want to play.
Because, I mean, I can understand that. Because, let's be honest, Matt. By the time we die, we'll still be able to play the games that we like. Like, they're not going to go away that fast. Like,
we're an audience to be served, and they will serve us just fine.
But
and
I do wonder...
Go away later, but...
Some of our younger viewers, though, may not have that. Like, they may disappear before they get to our age.
Yeah, I don't really think that's true.
No.
I think there will always be something. It might not be as much. But it's like, you know what? There are other hobbies. There are other things to do. There's other things in life. Mm-hmm. It's not the end of the world if what video games are becomes something else to serve a new audience.
I'd be pretty bored.
I have plenty of other things to do if that came down. I have also more...
You think you do until you realize that's 30 hours a week I was spending doing something.
All right, I have more games in my collection than I have lifespan
That's
left.
true, yeah.
If games stopped coming out
games
stopped coming out tomorrow, I would not run out of new games to play before I died.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
And really what I would do is just play Mass Effect 4 more times.
It is crazy to me, though, that the kids are okay just playing the same thing over and over again. I mean, look, for like a month and a half, I play Call of Duty every year. That's a month and a half. It's not the whole year.
Yeah, but to them, the differences between what they're playing moment to moment is probably as significant as to you the differences between each Call of Duty release.
Maybe.
Which would not be significant to someone. I mean, to me, they're all the same game to some degree, too.
To be fair, Roblox... You really are doing a bunch of different stuff. It all sucks. And it only lasts for like a minute, but you're all doing different stuff.
And they seem to be aware that it sucks.
No, they do. That's part of the joke.
I mean,
that's why they call it brain rot.
Right.
They know that it's a waste of time and they're just wasting
it reminds
their
me of like the people who would just constantly watch like schlock horror on VHS.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you wasting your time doing that? But like they love it, like that's what you love. That's what you love. But I never worried about all movies becoming VHS horror movies.
Yeah.
So and they didn't.
Although
analog horror is trying. Fuck you, Skinamarink. I don't know what the hell that was about.
But you're right, though. It doesn't seem like the industry is trying to come up with a bunch of, like, Minecrafts. Like, there's that one Hytale that's coming out soon.
I don't know why everyone seems to recognize that it's fruitless to start to compete with, like, Roblox and Minecraft, but everyone thinks they can make a shooter game as a service. Like, what is it? Like, why can't you learn the same lesson about that you learned with those other two?
That's a good point. Yep. I'm sure a lot of you guys have kids, and you're probably dealing with this. You're probably trying to turn them on to the games that you like to play, and they're just like, no, I want nothing to do with it. Erebus says, don't discount the social aspect of these games, too. It's fun, it's social, and it's free. I mean, that's what I said with Fortnite. They don't actually play Fortnite anymore. They just stand around.
As the guy in the stands of the Stanford-Berkeley hockey game I went to in 1998 after the 15th penalty the ref called, let the kids play a game!
Fair enough. Swan Senpai says this, I'd rather them playing Slog with friends than sitting alone in their bedroom. I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, I think there's a good mix or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, they're not.
Yeah, when I was sitting alone in my bedroom not playing games, I was usually reading.
Right.
So that was maybe a little better than...
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, there you go. I mean, do you think this is going to happen for 2026 as well? Those same 5 games?
Depends if GTA 6 comes out.
Seriously, the kids will play GTA.
Probably.
Like, my one nephew admitted to me, he's 10, that he plays GTA 5 and GTA Online.
The game's older than him.
And he trusted me to not tell his mom, my sister, that he is playing Grand Theft Auto. And I was putting...
How'd he get it?
She bought it, I think.
She just didn't know what it was.
Or she bought him, like, credit, and he went and bought it with the credit. And I was put in a very weird position because I do not feel comfortable with him at 10 years old playing GTA Online. He started talking to me about the strip club and all this, and I was just like, ugh. Like, but I didn't tell on him.
We all knew about that stuff when we were 10.
Yeah. It's not good for a 10-year-old to be going to a strip club in a video game. But just being around the whole thing, the sleazy people at the door, like it just...
He's already on YouTube.
That's a good point. It still put me in a weird position.
GTA is the least of the bad influences out there right now.
Yeah. He put me in a weird position. I did not tell on him, and I probably won't, but I still feel weird about it. But anyway, it's just interesting watching these kids grow up and navigate stuff. All right, let's move on. I think the same 5, to answer my own question, I do think the same 5 games will be popular in 2026 again.
Seems likely.
I think it'll be the same 5, yep. Next up, EA, obviously bought by the Saudis, and people have been freaking out about that. It looks like the deal is going through. It may take until the end of the year for it to go through. But people are starting to wonder, like, how that's going to affect EA's content, what's going to happen with its old IP, are there certain franchises that they're not going to be okay with? Like, people are freaking out about The Sims right now. Because The Sims have, gay LGBTQ relationships, and they're worried that Saudi Arabia is going to cut that stuff out. So far, the people who work on The Sims say that they're being left alone. We'll see if that continues. But other people are just wondering about other IP that, like, EA isn't doing anything with. And now that maybe there are new owners...
90% of their IP.
Seriously. But here's the thing. Rumors are starting to leak out that, in fact, they are going to auction off a lot of old EA IP.
Good. Give it to somebody who's going to do something with it.
I agree.
And I'm not even talking about...
My first question was, like, are you okay with that? But
yeah. I'm not even talking about stuff like Dead Space. I'm talking about stuff like they got in the acquisitions from, like, Origin and Bullfrog and Westwood and all these old franchises that nobody gets to do anything with because EA's had them locked in a vault for 25 years.
Well, Dead Space was the franchise that was specifically mentioned by the person who broke the news.
Me.
They said that Dead Space is one of those IP.
But I'm like, can we get a Starflight? Can we get... I mean, Wasteland has kind of been revived, but they've got all the Wing Commanders in there. Yeah. They've got...
Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer. They've got Ultima. Like, there's so much.
Are they going to do anything with any
How
of
is there no Ultima game?
I don't know.
How has there not been an Ultima game since 1999?
Which is basically a license to print money at one
time. What in the golden age of action RPGs?
I know.
How is there no fucking Ultima game right now? What the fuck?
It is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
But Matt, this may be like the silver lining in the Saudis buying EA.
I mean, that's what I said that when they first started. I'm like, I hope that what happens is they just want they want Football Club and a bunch of these weird little online shooter things that they want to make constant game as a service money, and they want to get rid of all the other shit. Give it to people that are going to do something with it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been saying that about EA forever. I mean, but they won't do anything. They've sat on all this stuff forever.
But now, Savvy Group may be like, I have no ties to this. We don't care. Like, if we don't think we want to make it now, let's just sell it.
Make some money off that. I mean, honestly, just like I think Warner Brothers is going to do with Warner Brothers Interactive. I think they're going to sell all that stuff off.
You're probably right.
Because even Netflix said
Netflix
said they didn't even factor the value of Warner Brothers Interactive into their purchase.
I know.
They considered it zero.
Just like a bonus or whatever.
Yeah, all right, that's in there too. It's like the fries that came with Warner Brothers. It's like, I might eat a couple of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
You want them? You want
the value meal?
You want the... I didn't even mean to supersize it. It's cool. It's cool. Here. This one says Rocksteady on it. Have that one. Yeah.
The other thing, though, I thought was funny, Matt, is that, like, you named a couple of them, but for the most part, I started thinking back to old EA IP, and I was like, what will people buy?
I think you can get a lot of nostalgia out of something. I mean, I think there's an indie game that's basically ripping off Desert Strike. I can't remember the name. It begins with an E. I have it. Actually, I don't remember. I just haven't played it. But it's it's like Easy something, Echo
Chopper Battles.
Yeah, something like that. But I think you can get something with the Desert Strike thing. I think you're insane not to make more Mutant League stuff.
You'd think.
Like, it's right there.
Yeah. You already have EA could have done it because they already had the engine.
Yeah, they already had that stuff ready.
But you're right. Like, there's that new indie. Well, it's not new now, but there's that indie American football game called Maximum Football. Like, I guarantee you, they would love to slap the Mutant League license on top of that game.
Well, so like Ashes and Hourglass says, let IPs die and let's make new ideas. Like, I don't disagree with that, but I'm telling you right now, if you have a new idea for a fantasy RPG, one of the easiest ways to get it made is to be able to adapt it to an Ultima game. Like, because you're going to be able to get in the current entertainment sphere, the only way you get anything greenlighted is if the person that's greenlighting it has heard of it.
Yeah,
and make a totally new IP, make a new game out of it, but just slap that name on it.
Yeah,
and as long as plenty of people, I'm sure, have an idea for an Ultima style game or a Wing Commander style game.
Yeah.
But none of this stuff penetrates because they're all named some other thing. There are tons of space sims that come out every year, and you've never heard of any of them because they don't break through anything except in the enthusiast community because nobody outside of that little sphere cares because it's not called Wing Commander. It's not called Star Citizen. It's not called Elite.
Yeah.
Those are the only things. So I think you can use these IP as a springboard to get investor money. Because now you're not just making like another military sci-fi RTS, you're making Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
And they've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Sometimes
what I was getting at, though, is that EA allowed all this IP to be dormant for so long that it's lost a vast majority of its value.
That's true.
I mean, they cost themselves so much money by sitting on this stuff.
You would think so, but also this year a He-Man movie's coming out, so nothing's dead forever, no matter how cold it gets. Is what I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah, it'll be interesting though to see who buys this stuff, if anybody buys it, and what kind of money they get for it.
I would imagine a lot of it's not going to go for pretty cheap. Like I feel this is going to be kind of like that Interplay fire sale
or THQ. Or...
Yeah, like I mean, Interplay really didn't get very good prices for a lot of their stuff because a lot of it had just sort of fallen out of vogue.
And a lot of EA stuff sadly is becoming that way because of the way EA managed it. So.
I mean, there's probably more stuff I'm not even thinking of because I mean, I don't know, when was the last time you saw Plants vs. Zombies in anything?
Yeah, they just remade like the first one. Yeah, which just shows you they're like, we're going back to the beginning.
How about Mirror's Edge?
Yeah,
somebody got an idea for Mirror's Edge?
You think somebody might be interested in buying that?
Maybe.
Yeah. For cheap, maybe.
I mean, at the
because EA's never going to make.
No.
Like,
but at the very least,
you're right. IP like that is the right stuff for picking.
Yeah, but at the very least, like Mirror's Edge doesn't look like anything else.
That's true.
I mean, it stands out.
Still, it still stands out. Yep. So anyway, there you go. That's the future of EA.
Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. Actually, Matt and I stacked these purposely in order. One of the IP, maybe that could be revived.
Probably not.
Is it Anthem?
Here's the thing. One of Anthem's problems is it's called Anthem. It's a dumb name. It doesn't tell you anything.
It closed yesterday.
Yeah.
They shut it down yesterday. Look, I've said all along.
I didn't hate Anthem.
Me either. I've said all along that I really liked it. Like, I understand that BioWare fans could hate it because it's not BioWare. It's not what you want from BioWare. But I actually really loved Anthem. Like, I played the living crap out of it. I probably played 50 or 60 hours of it.
I definitely didn't play that much. I liked the gameplay of it.
I did too.
I thought the world and the story and the characters left me completely ice cold.
Yeah.
Which was a problem for a BioWare game.
Yeah.
And it was a little too stop and starty. It was a little too easy to put down. I guess, like when you got back to the base, it was like, well,
I can stop here.
I don't want to go through the load screens to get back into the world, so I'm just gonna stop. And that was too easy to do.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the Iron Man flying around. Like
it's some of the best superhero gameplay I've ever experienced.
100%. And if they just made it an Iron Man game, they probably would have done a lot better. And now they're still supposedly making that Iron Man game. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like. And part of it is like Anthem is a terrible name for this game.
Yeah, it really is. There's no connection.
And it just there was no like. I mean, you can tell in hindsight. It makes a lot of sense that the people making this game did not know what game they were making until they saw the E3 trailer.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, that explains a whole lot about how this thing just doesn't hang together as a complete package. Whoever designed the gunplay and the flying and all that, like, fucking nailed it. Like, great job. Like, fantastic. I hope whoever those people were landed at some really good jobs somewhere else later.
As a gameplay first guy,
because they're great. It feels great to play.
I just love flying and just landing. It just felt awesome.
It's the most satisfying superhero 3-point landing in any game ever.
Yeah,
unquestionable.
And I felt in complete control while I was flying around. Like, it just, I think they kind of nailed the concept. People just didn't want that from BioWare, and they rejected it.
They wanted it from BioWare, and I also think like there just wasn't much to it once you got it out of the gameplay loop. What were you working towards? What were you trying to do? Why were you doing any of this? What was the end game? What was the purpose? Like, why do you want to look? You know, and there wasn't really any way to there was no way to you didn't run around and see people who were like high level and further into the game who looked different and looked obvious.
That's a good point, actually.
It's not like Destiny where you see someone who's been through like 14 fucking seasons and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like he's got like holograms 14 feet away from it. You know, it looks like a different game, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing you need to incentivize people to really keep playing something like that.
I do think this game got a dirty deal, though. I think it should have been more successful than it was, though it did sell like 5 or 6 million copies.
It sold very, very well, just nobody kept playing it.
Yeah, it just died a pretty quick death, unfortunately. But now it has died permanently. There are some fans...
I was honestly shocked it was still playable.
Oh, really?
I really didn't know it was still up.
There are some fans that are trying to work up servers for it or whatever, so we'll see if that happens. But EA's official servers were shut down yesterday, and if you own a copy of this game, you can now do nothing with it. It is literally worthless. It has no value. It's at all. Unless they eventually get the fan servers up somehow, some way. But then you'll probably download some weird client that they've created anyway. So, anyway, Anthem R.I.P.
Yeah, well, let me go grab my sealed copy of, I can't remember its name now. Whatever that Richard Garriott,
I know what you're talking
began
about.
with a T.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about.
exactly
That
what
fucking
you're talking
MMO
about.
he made that nobody fucking bought.
Yeah.
And I bought it on the way. I bought the collector's edition on the way to a bad movie night at Benson's house. And I never opened it because we got codes for it.
Yeah.
So I just played it that way. And then I played it like 2 days and put it down. What was
He
that?
worked on that game for
Tabula Rasa.
That's it.
That's what it was.
And he worked on that game for like 10 years or
Yeah.
something insane. And it was awful. I mean, a lot of these luminaries, they were just a product of the time.
Yeah.
They didn't transition so much to the
And
modern
when
age.
you look at when you really go into the stories of how all that stuff happened, a lot of those guys got where they got because they were the only ones audacious enough to lie to get to where they were.
Yeah.
And then they happened to be able to deliver.
Oh, I can program.
Yeah,
And then they
sure.
took the job, and then they learned how to
We
program
gotta
in
learn
like
how
a
to
week.
program. Yeah. Molyneux did that.
I know.
Garriott did similar
It's
things.
very common. I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk to me just about employment, and they're like, just lie.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, the matter is, other than being a doctor or a lawyer, most jobs, if you're smart, you can learn to do it in a freaking
Yeah.
weekend, man. You really can.
Yeah. Look around at the other people who do your job.
Uh-huh.
Think about that.
Seriously.
I promise
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for Anthem. It is dead. You cannot play it any longer. We'll see if the fans can revive it, but it's not looking good. And then, our final story for GameFace episode 464.
Killy Twilly says the only time I was starstruck was at Richard Garriott's server at Spike's Market in New York City. Jedi rat tail and the whole 9 yards.
Rat tail. Just saying rat tail.
I will admit, I was at I was at PAX, I think, and I was talking to one of my friends at PAX. He was at a booth running a booth for something, and the booth next over was that MMO that Garriott had kickstarted. I can't remember the name.
I
of
don't
it.
remember that either.
I
should have remembered Tabula Rasa.
I kickstarted. I pledged for it. I never got my fucking player house, but
Really?
I got it. But because I knew a couple people were working on it and stuff. It was
Yeah.
But I remember I didn't get, I wouldn't say starstruck because I don't get starstruck by people really. But I do remember looking over at Richard Garriott and being like, he's been in space.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
I'm looking at
crazy.
someone who's been to space. That's amazing.
That's what money will do for
Yeah.
you. All right.
Shroud of the Avatar. That's what it was. Thank you.
yeah.
This is for video games.
Yep. Khalib Tulai, that Kickstarter MO was exactly what he was trying to pitch me.
Yeah,
LOL.
I've been the right time. Yeah.
That's funny. All right, let's move on to our last topic for GameFace 464, something that was announced yesterday. We finally got the first look at Lego Pokemon. I mean, we got to look at it, and then we got to look at the price tag. Mm-hmm. Dude, the Charizard Lego is $650.
That is how Lego costs these days.
The other ones
Good
are...
job with your mail with no addresses on them.
Yeah,
That's very funny.
The other ones are cheaper, but already people have pre-ordered these, and they're up on eBay, and they're being scalped for
there
double.
will be more people. These are not limited. They will always reprint them, until they retire them 3 years from now. Do not pay scalper prices for these.
Yeah.
There will be more of them.
I mean, Matt, would
Lego
you...
doesn't make limited versions.
Yeah,
they want
don't-
your money.
Yeah,
they
don't
will
do that. Yeah.
No, you will get more of them. You might have to wait a couple months, but there will be more.
Would you pay $650? Have you paid $650 for Lego at all?
Yeah.
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 What's the most you paid for a Lego set?
I didn't pay. It was a gift, but the Star Destroyer was $700.
Was it?
Yeah. Very expensive.
That Charizard better be big.
The first $1,000 Lego set was last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
And what was
It was
it?
the Death Star. It was like a cross section of the Death
Oh,
Star.
wow.
I didn't get it because I
Didn't want to put it together?
No, I think it kind of sucks.
Oh, really?
I don't think it looks very good.
Oh, wow.
It's like a slice. It's not like the
Interesting.
sphere, and it's got all these different rooms in it. But 2 of the rooms or 3 of the rooms are from Return of the Jedi, and the rest of them. I think it's weird that they mix the 2 Death Stars together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really look like the Death Star. You can't really tell it's the Death Star.
Is this going to give me a copyright strike, by the way?
Maybe.
Do you think I should just
Now
cover this up?
looking at the Charizard in this, it must have a lot more pieces than I think it does because
Yeah.
cost is per piece.
Yeah, that's what I figured,
It's
yeah.
like 10 cents per piece usually. So it must have tons of pieces in it. It looks like it's basically on a giant lava mountain sort of thing. Because in the little group shot at the end, it looks like he's mounted on a tall cliff sort of thing.
Swan Senpai says you can get the... Oh, just lost him there. I'm afraid to do this. It may freeze everything. You can get the 8-badge set without a day one purchase. Mm-hmm. Then Erebus says, I wouldn't bet against there being a limited run gift with purchase. There already is, apparently.
Yeah, that's the badge thing. You can get that separately.
Yeah.
The Death Star did have, if you didn't, this little TIE fighter. But actually, the TIE fighter sucks because it's not in scale with the rest of the model. Like, you can't actually use it in the Death Star because it's not the right size.
I see.
So the things they give away are usually value. Like, so you see he's on like a big stand there. Yeah. That's probably one of the things that's driving the price up. And I guess he does come with the other starters.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
So that's more of the yeah, there he is. It's all 3 of them.
So wait, for $650 you get all 3 of those?
$650 you get the middle one, which is the 3 original starters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
So that is a lot of pieces.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I didn't realize that it had the other 2 guys there.
6,800 pieces. That's about right for $650 these days in Lego pricing.
Okay.
I mean,
that Pikachu looks weird.
They do look pretty weird. I mean, they're more rounded than I thought they'd be given Lego.
Yeah.
They're doing the best they can.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be square bricks, so they got some rounded
That's
stuff
pretty
there.
impressive. They got the round Bulbasaur head.
Yeah.
Or the Venusaur head there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Lego is not a cheap game these days. They are the prices have gone up. The costs are obviously there. The license stuff costs more always. The collector's set stuff costs more. I think there's another like super duper Lord of the Rings set coming this year. I would imagine some crazy Star Wars stuff next year for the 50th anniversary. I mean, Legos. I mean, they're all good quality products. That's the thing. And I do have the Enterprise coming. The Enterprise is $400.
Is it?
And Soundwave is also coming. And I mean, the Transformers they make actually transform.
That's great. Really? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, you have something else coming too, Matt, because I got you something for Christmas.
Uh-oh.
I did the wrapping too, believe it or not.
Oh. Very nice.
And it was all organized and planned. I had this. I wouldn't even have put this topic in the show if it wasn't for this.
Game Boy.
Did you get it already?
No, I don't have this.
Yes.
No. Will,
so when I got here, I was milling around downstairs trying to see if you got it, because if you got it, I wasn't going to give it to you. I was going to take it home and get you something else.
No, I don't have it. It'll go right next to the NES.
Awesome. I'm glad you don't have it, man. It's so hard to find something for him that he doesn't have already.
It is tough. I have slowed down on the Lego stuff just due to display stuff.
I figured
area.
I figured that might be one that you'd be okay getting.
But this one's easy to this one's easy to put on display.
Yeah.
It's even got a little stand.
Does it come with little cartridges, or is that just showing you can use your own and put them in there? It comes with
little cartridges to build.
That's pretty sweet. Merry Christmas, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you for my Analog 3D, which I still play with to this day. It's really freaking awesome. All right. Well, that's going to do it for GameFace episode 464. Our apologies for all the technical issues that we had today. Thanks to everybody who stuck with us in the chat. The show started late today, and you guys still waited and hung out there. We didn't send out like all the emails telling people the show was happening. Obviously, we never even got YouTube chat working today. All this stuff will be fixed for next week's episode. We're just kind of getting back on the horse here after the holiday season.
We got a super chat on YouTube.
Oh, we got a super chat from who?
CFHX.
CFHX, thank you very much for the super chat. Does he have a question by any chance?
I don't think we only saw that because Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent.
Messaged it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, CFHX. We appreciate it. And thanks to everybody on YouTube. We couldn't interact with you guys today, but it's good to know that you guys were there still. And I hope everybody had an awesome holiday season. I definitely hope your holiday season was better than mine. I think everybody hopefully had a better holiday season than I did, because I had a rough one. But it's good to be back. Good to be talking games with you guys again. Just a reminder, I guess I can run. Actually, I'll just put it in post. But a reminder that we're supported mostly at patreon.com/SIFTD. For $5 a month, you get all our content early. You get it really early, way more than most other gaming Patreons. You can also subscribe on YouTube if you want to. You don't get quite as good a deal there, but if you don't want to leave YouTube and you want to stay in that environment, it's still a good deal. But not quite as good as if you go to our Patreon. And then, if you don't have any money and you can't afford to support us, I totally understand that, particularly after the holidays, but you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, Try to remember to help us out with Twitch Prime. If you're watching on YouTube, step-by-step instructions are down below. Everybody else, you already know how to do it. So please just head to twitch.tv/SIFTedGames and click that drop down and give us your sub. We'd appreciate it very, very much. Let's see. What are we going to talk about next week, Matt? We're going to do a preview of PS5 for 2026, and we'll go through all the platforms before it's all said and done there. I think I'm going to have to dip into the early access channel on Sifted and find some demos that are out there to play.
You want to talk about that Star Wars mod?
Yeah, we might do that. Also, did you notice that they announced High Guard, that shooter, at the Game Awards, and there has literally been nothing released about it since?
Somebody played it, I saw.
They did play it?
I saw somebody played it, and they called it trash.
Really? But it's crazy.
They haven't even tweeted since
There
then.
has not been a tweet, no update to their website or their YouTube channel, but it's coming out in like a week. I don't know. But if it comes out, we'll be talking about it here on next week's show. So I think there are enough games, like Code Vein 2 is coming out at the end. Well, we have enough games to talk about on the show. We'd have to work for it a little bit. And then February is awesome, and then off we go into 2026. So thanks to everybody on Twitch. Thanks to everybody on YouTube who dealt with our BS today, trying to get the show up and running. Things will be smoother next week, I promise you. And we'll have YouTube in the show, and chat will be working. And we will play the brand new version of Name That Game Tune, brought to you by Soundwizardry.com. So thanks for showing up. I know it was a little rough. We appreciate you guys very much. But have yourselves a great week filled with great games. GameFace is up and out.